jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
First in the building, Carlos Rosado is on deck. WCS salute, salute to you. Big shout out before I even go any further to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-side, 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 A-side official. Ain't no negotiations, period. You better know it. Shout out to everyone that's in the building. WCS back with another one. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing. The GOAT is in the building. Come back. What's the deal? What's good with you, brother? Samad Warren is in the building. Salute to you. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Certified stamp the like button. Support the grind. Samuel on deck. Salute WCS back with another one. No doubt in the building. Big shout out to those of you that enjoyed your Saturday. You know what I'm saying? There's been a lot going on. You feel me? It's been a busy day. Hold on for a second. D Young is on deck in the building. Salute OG. Peace in the chat as well. Salute to y'all. It's been a busy day, man. This damn Joe Smith and Gilberto Ramirez fight is, man, it is on fire right now. My apologies for the intros. I'm trying to look at this fight as I know it. You know what I'm saying? This fight is damn good from both sides, man. Gilberto, pretty much carried the momentum in the first half of the fight. Joe Smith picking it up. A couple of rounds or two. Malik Scott's in the corner of Zerto. He looks way better than he did against Dimitri Bivol. His foot movement, his punch placement. This is a damn good fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't hold you on it. Joe Smith, the common man, is tough, dog. And then you got Zerto. Zerto learned something from that Dimitri Bivol fight. He's not rushing in when Joe Smith is on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? He's taking his time. Nice body shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be switching back and forth. Let me get through this, man. D Young in the building. I see you, man. I see you. Mike on deck. I see you. What's good? Knock on deck. Debbie says both to split the truth. Salute to you, brother. I really want to we're gonna get to current unified super bantamweight champion Naoya Inoue, but I want to get to this Joe Smith fight. Oh my God, they dropping bombs right now. They dropping bombs right now to end the 7th round, I believe. Man, what a dynamic fight. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I might be behind a little bit. Let me get to the live. Yeah, they're in the 8th round right now. 8th round. It's not a close fight as of yet, but that's the unofficial scorecards. I still think Zerto's ahead. Southpaw versus Orthodox. You know, I mean, no introduction needed. Both of these guys been former champions. Real talk, both of them. This is a very solid fight, man. This fight right here, you know, is one of those sleepers because, you know, styles make fights, and this is one of those fights that's you're seeing the styles play out. You're seeing the activity. You're seeing the energy. You know what I'm saying? Both fighters are tough. Joe Smith is not playing around. Coming in with the left, right, the 1-2. I like how Zerto's been pretty much pacing himself with the cadence. You know what I'm saying? Not really loading up on all his shots like Joe Smith. Joe Smith is really trying to go in there and knock the head off of Gilberto Ramirez. Oh, nice. Nice way to double up on that left hand. There's Zerto. It's a minute 10 remaining. Then we're going to get to Inoue, man. I got some hot grease for Inoue. I need to find out some answers to my questions. I need some answers to my question. For real. There's a lot of people that's up here coddling and micromanaging, chaperoning this fighter. I want to know how he gets that treatment. How does he get beyond the red carpet? You know what I'm saying? How? He had 3 fights in the US and 1 fight in the UK and the rest in Japan. How does he get all this treatment? What is his pay-per-view numbers looking like? You know what I'm saying? They talking about this man gonna be a 3-time undisputed champion. But every time Crawford mentioned, you know, about being 3-time, it's a headache. But they talking about, you know, he going in there fighting Marlon. What's his name? Tapales. I think that's his name. Let me check right quick. Yeah, Marlon Tapales. That's supposed to be the next fight for Inoue. He's the current unified champion. He's holding the WB and the IBF champion that he beat MJ for. So this is the guy who's pretty much lost to the big names. Yeah, he was able to get it done against MJ, but MJ was still like proving himself too. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping that Stephen Fulton and MJ will fight for undisputed, but it never happened. But all of a sudden, look, that shit didn't happen with Stephen Fulton, but all of a sudden, Inoue beat Stephen Fulton. Then they're making that fight ASAP, done, over. You know what I'm saying? They're making the freaking undisputed quick for super bantamweight. What I mean, how does he get this? How does he get this this preferential treatment? How? You know, I remember when I said that, you know, why don't he come over from Japan and fight in the US? I had little bitches on here, you know, whining, talking about I was being prejudiced. How? I was in Japan longer than y'all ass. I know more about Japanese customs and courtesy than y'all. You know what I'm saying? How can I be prejudiced just because I say he had fights in Japan? You know what I'm saying? Just like me saying Canelo had fights in Mexico. The same argument. This man does not leave Japan. Is he getting away with something over there? Is he clean? You know what I'm saying? Is he able to go over here with these fights? Because he's not going to be able to do that once he move up to 126 pounds. Man, nice combinations by Joe Smith. They're balling out. This is the ninth round. Zerto up against the ropes. You know what I'm saying? Taking some hard shots from Joe Smith. Zerto, foot movement and everything was pretty elusive early on in the fight. He slowed down since. Big boy. Zerto's bigger than I've seen him. You know what I'm saying? He reminds me of David Benavidez a little bit, when you just glimpse at him a little bit. But I like what he's doing, though. I like what he's doing with Joe. Picking his punches, not loading up on anything. Oh, nice right hand lands by Smith. Smith walking him down with that looping right hand. So let me get to Inoue. He's 25 victories in, 0 defeats, 22 knockouts. And if you're in the building, do me a favor, hit the like button. I don't say it too often because the hottest chat in the MF game, man, they should know better. They should already know better. So I know I got some smart, intelligent individuals that's in this chat, man, that's talking this boxing. I shouldn't even have to tell you, to hit the like button. Real talk. I just don't see why people even do it. Like, why are you telling your chat to hit the like button? Either they fuck with you or they don't. It's just that simple. Dana on deck, what's good? We have one rebeler. Let's see what Dana Jones had to say. All right. Dana says Inoue is a huge pay-per-view star in Japan. All his fights are on pay-per-view. Listen, this one I'm trying to get Dana. And Dana, appreciate your comment. Yes, you're not talking to a tyro. I want to know what his pay-per-view numbers are in comparison to the US superstars. And if you're going to tell me, oh, he don't have to worry about that because he's been fighting, lower weight classes. And my question is, why does he get all the favorable preferential treatment? Why is he has this VIP to the point where he can have all these big fights in Japan? I could care less. That's just like saying somebody's a big star in the UK. That doesn't mean their ticket sales are mirroring up to what we put on over here in the US. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. I mean, I wish y'all would just think sometime, man. I just wish you would think before you come over here and say he's a big pay-per-view star. Who cares? Who cares what it is? What are the numbers? How do you know he's a huge pay-per-view star? You know how many fighters over in Japan who are very, very popular, from wrestlers to boxers to combat sports to all different type of martial arts. I mean, it's plenty. Sumo wrestling. It's plenty of stars in Japan. But what is his numbers comparable to the champions that's over here fighting in the US and fighting the names that's on the ranking systems? I can tell you this: Marlon Tapales, who he fought to get up to MJ, is nothing special. Him fighting MJ and getting the job done, kudos to him. But let's just talk about real talk. Let's talk about Marlon Tapales, box wreck when he was on his way up to fight MJ. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about his record. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about his record on his way up to fight MJ. That's what I'm talking about. Do we even know some of these guys? Were they on the ranking system? Were they high in the ranks? He has a guy on his record at 126. This is Marlon Tapales, right? He's been fluctuating, in weight here and there. You know what I'm saying? He was at flyweight. I mean, he's at super fly. You know what I'm saying? Super fly, bantamweight, featherweight, back down to junior featherweight. Then he went up to fight Sun Sosa at lightweight. He's been all over the place. He had a featherweight fight, Estrella, Jose Estrella at featherweight, May 2022, and then he fought MJ at super bantamweight. He was all over the place. Look at some of the records. Ryosuke Iwasa 26-3. He lost via TKO in the 11th round in December 2019. And then he moved from super bantamweight all the way up to lightweight and fought Eden Sonona, Eden Sonona at lightweight, November 2020 at the back end of the pandemic. He won that. Then he had one fight in 2021. Hiroko Cheshigara, December 2021, won that via KO. And that was at super bantamweight. Then he moved up to featherweight and fought Jose Estrella, May 2022, 23-18. 23-18 now. All right. And then in 2023, this year, in April, he fought MJ and won a split decision. Now, guess who's about to get this guy who beat MJ? Guess who's about to fight him next? Inoue. Inoue about to fight him next. I don't see a problem with Inoue fighting him next. It's unbelievable that Inoue, he fights Stephen Fulton, you know what I'm saying, July 2023. And his very next fight, no ifs, ands, or buts, no red tape, no restrictions, no obstacles. He fighting for the undisputed right away. Easy. You know why I say it's easy? He had an easy go when it came to him being undisputed at bantamweight. This undisputed that he's about to get does not supersede Crawford's undisputed. It's not how fast you can get it. It's who you fought to get it. It's not how fast you can get it. It's who you fought to get it. Nobody was looking for Paul Butler over there at bantamweight. Nobody was looking for him. You know what I'm saying? He had already beat Nonito Donaire. So they do a Sergey Derevyanchenko like they did at middleweight. They give him 2 IBF chances. They give him two opportunities to get the IBF. He couldn't do it. They send him over there to Jamar Charlo. He couldn't do it. Okay. So Nonito Donaire, he has a very tough competitive fight with Inoue. Don't get it done. Went the distance. Good showing. Then go over there to Nordine Bali, who nobody was looking for. It wasn't like he was extremely active. Donaire picks up the WBC title, comes back over and fight Inoue, and gets stopped. Fight Donaire. Donaire comes back over there and fight Inoue and gets stopped. And he's older. You know what I'm saying? A lot of variables could have played in there. Donaire's future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But he does have some tread on him, and he has age, right? He has age. Then he goes to Paul Butler. We all know how Paul Butler got his belt. Nobody was looking for him, thinking that he was going to go in there and beat Inoue. They talk about in order for you to be considered to be great, you got to fight fighters that's equal to greater than you. Would somebody consider his run at undisputed at bantamweight, his fighters to be equal to greater? Because I know people consider Errol Spence to be equal to greater to Terrence Crawford. Absolutely. Now, Inoue moves up, and he's supposed to be there to challenge. What he do? Stephen Fulton goes over to Japan. How? Why did the fight have to be in Japan? Just because he's Japanese? You think a Mexican, you think a Nigerian, you think a Russian is going to get the same freaking pass if he was to go over there and fight, pick up all the titles, and come time for the freaking Hall of Fame or whatever the case may be? They just going to say, oh, he had most of his fights in his backyard. So he takes Stephen Fulton over there, pick up the belts. Now he's coming back over here to fight Marlon Tapales to become 2-time undisputed. 4 divisions, 2-time undisputed. Then they talking about moving him. He may potentially move up to the featherweight division. And they talking like this dude's just going to go up there and wipe out the featherweight division when you have Robeisy Ramirez, 2-time gold standard, over there. You have some fighters up there. That's going to be tough. You know why? Because Inoue is going to have to come over here to the U.S. He's going to come over here, period. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see where people are looking at him and they think he's just going to continue to walk. He's having all these fights in Japan. And not every fighter gets that luxury. If you have a fighter that's fighting in Mexico, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, Mauricio Suleiman cannot have his title fights in Mexico all the time. You know what I'm saying? It just can't be. I'm not talking about no Canelo. I'm just saying he can't do that all the time. He can't. He can't do it all the time. Hold up. Let me see what the Zurdo got the win. You see Malik Scott in the corner, Roberto Ramirez, man. I guess the trainer had to take care of some business or something. I ain't gonna lie to you, Malik. Use head trainer, man. Gilberto looked good tonight. Shout out to Zurdo, man. I always been on record as saying, I like Zurdo as a fighter. I do. He got beat up during the Bivol fight, but so did Canelo. I know I can't honestly answer the question on the thumbnail. Only thing I know is when Inoue fights, there are folks in those seats. But I understand where you're coming from. Okay, so I never said I understand where you at with it. You know what I'm saying, Carlos, right? So I look at it. I say, hey, I never said it wasn't nobody in the seats. I just want to know what his pay-per-view numbers comparable to fighting over here in the States would be. Because he's always sitting atop 3 on the pound for pound list. Easily. But yet people always trying to compare the American fighters to the pay-per-view numbers or, whatever. They pick and choose when titles matter and don't matter. That's my point. They always want to pick and choose when titles matter and don't matter. And then when titles don't matter, they want to bring in pay-per-view numbers. You know what I'm saying? When it was Errol Spence going in there to fight Crawford, what mattered? Oh, pay-per-view numbers. He doing big numbers. He doing big numbers now. Not everybody can say, okay, Canelo Alvarez, he's doing big pay-per-view numbers and he has the titles. But Canelo Alvarez is not even 1% of boxing. What is the principle when it comes down to the day? Like, we know the interest. The interest is him fighting over there in Japan. That's the interest. But what's the principle? I want to know the principle. What's being paid on the principle of him as a star? Because he's fighting over there in Japan, all these fights at a lighter weight class. Cool. It's been other U.S. fighters to do it too. But what is he being graded off of? Why is he able to have an open gateway to get these titles so easily with no resistance? In Japan, how can he get Stephen Fulton to go in Japan and Stephen went up there and act like he never boxed before? That ain't the Fulton I know. That ain't the Fulton that went in there and fought Angelo Leo. That ain't the one that went in there and fought Brandon Figueroa. No. Went over to Japan and in a way looked like he was a freaking monster for once. You know what I'm saying? He had like he was a monster. I mean, he looked like he was a monster. But now he's about to go in here and fight another mediocre unified champion. And you're going to have people jumping on the Inoue bandwagon again just to sit up here and say, oh, we got to find some way to get Crawford off that. We got to find some way because Inoue is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? We can continue to get him to pick up these wins. And, we got to find some way to get Crawford from there. That black man been on that freaking pound for pound list too long. I'm just saying, when is he going to come over to the U.S. and fight? He only did it 3 times out of 25 fights. Let's reduce that. 3 times. So we put him at 22 victories. 1 in the UK. Let's put him at 21. 21 of his victories has been in Japan. 21 of his fights has been in Japan. Add another 3 in the US, that's 24. Add 1 more in the UK, that's 25. When is he gonna consistently fight over here in Japan or else? Or it's okay for the boxing fans to say he's a big star in Japan. Ooh wee. Gee Willikers, he's a big star. No shit. So can every fighter just fight in their country and be considered a big star? When they always telling the fighters that's over here in the US, what do? They get resistance. They get the detractors. They get people that's criticizing them, scrutinize every freaking opponent they get. Inoue can fight names that really don't matter and nobody knows. But the American fighters over here, when it comes time for them to fight somebody that's not highly known, what happened? Oh, he was mediocre. He was nothing. He didn't do anything special. I mean, but who did he fight? Who did he fight? That's the big question when it comes to the U.S. fight. Who did he fight? They don't ask Inoue that. And ain't none of these cats asking Inoue. But they want to be quick like they know the Japanese culture and they so in love with Japan and he's a star. Of course, he's a star in his backyard. We can say that about Mexican fighters. We can say that about Russian fighters, African fighters. We can say that about plenty of other fighters that's from a different country. But my question is, when is Inoue going to be, is going to come over here? When is he going to be held accountable with the same questions that these U.S. fighters are being, that's being precipitated with these U.S. fighters? They get the most in-depth just criticism over here fighting in the U.S. as far as whether they should be on the pound for pound list, whether they rank as all-time greats and all this other stuff. But Inoue, I'm not saying he can't box. Inoue, he can fight over Japan, and people can't even pronounce the names. They don't know who the fuck he fighting. And then they see him on the pound for pound. Oh, Inoue, monster. He's not even really fought a big U.S. star yet. He's been mingling and having entanglements down there in the lower weight class. Flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, super bantamweight. You know what I'm saying? He's been having these boxing entanglements down there. And he's been doing what he's supposed to do. He picked up titles. Cool. But Stephen Fulton wasn't on the pound for pound list like that. He wasn't considered a superstar. People was just looking at, Stephen Fulton as a fighter, a U.S. fighter. They barely even gave the man respect. Stephen Fulton can fight. They barely even gave him respect. Like, they wasn't even looking for Stephen Fulton. They say, oh, man, we got a brother. Well, we got a U.S. fighter down there, super bantamweight. Oh, my God. Wow. And then when he went up there and put on those performances, people was like, oh, man, they're hyping. And then they forget about him. Then all of a sudden, Inoue beats Paul Butler. And then immediately, expeditiously, FedExly, I'm moving up to fight Stephen Fulton. Why couldn't Stephen Fulton become undisputed first? Something's funny. How can he not become undisputed first? The whole highway was open. No freaking stoplights or nothing. He could have very well went up there and took that highway and fought MJ. Why not? You know what I'm saying? He could have fought MJ, no doubt about it, man. But it didn't happen. He went over to Japan, was fumbling all over the freaking. I say, nah, I done seen Fulton fight better than that. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? Americans rarely leave America, so I'm not mad at Inoue for fighting in Japan. If you want to beat him, go to Japan. Andrew, you saying Americans rarely leave? It's been plenty of Americans go over there and fight for the belts in those boxers' backyard. Plenty. It's been plenty to go over there, man, and fight for titles. Plenty. It's been plenty fighters, man. It's been plenty fighters to go over there. Come on, man. It's been plenty of fighters go over to Mexico, UK. You know what I'm saying? It's been plenty of fighters, man. when you have 3 to 4 million people buying your fight and selling out 50K stadiums, you got that juice. What is under 130? First of all, you're putting numbers up here that you cannot substantiate. Just like I say the same thing over here. Just like I say the same thing for the UK. Just because you put up these numbers, just because you're in Japan don't mean every Japanese that's in Japan go to fights. Just because you're in Japan, you think Inoue is just the only fighter over there that they know that participate in combat sports? No, not at all. They have plenty of superstars over there. They have plenty. They have plenty of superstars over there. And then I love how people always talking about selling out 50K. Do you actually know if he sold out 50K? Just like people keep saying that, oh man, Canelo, he did those numbers and the arena had, a whole section empty. You know what I'm saying? But they say, oh man, Canelo, he did all the pay-per-views. Do we truly know the numbers? Can we totally get a gauge on the numbers? It sounds good. It sounds good. But where are the facts? Where are the facts? Who talks about his numbers? What do those numbers have to do with in comparison to what we do over here to the US? Is Japan bigger than the US? Is Japan bigger than the US? Do you think Japan is gonna price point the same ticket that we price our pay-per-views over here? I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Since they have these huge arenas, are they pay-per-view tickets comparable to the US pay-per-view tickets as far as the price point? Are they boxing fan base comparable to the UK fan base? Can you compare Japanese fan base to the UK? Because it's entirely different when you talk about the interest of boxing in the UK and the boxing in Japan. You know what I'm saying? Totally different. They let him get away with being on the. I'm not gonna lie. I think he gets away with a lot of stuff, just like fighters over in the UK. Get the therapeutic exemption. I just think in a way, I have nothing against him, but I believe he has been able to stick over there and have this privilege of picking up belts in Japan and being heralded as this king over here on the pound for pound list, when a lot of people are not even paying attention to what he's doing. They're not even praising his opposition as being some top tier, top rated, equal to greater than Inoue superstars. They're not. Paul Butler wasn't on that level as Inoue. If we're going to sit up here and hold this standard to our great fighters and sit up here and say, who did they fight that was equal to greater than them? Well, we got to do it for Inoue too. We can't say, oh, no, that don't matter to him because he's fighting in Japan. Who did he beat? Who did he beat for the IBF championship at bantamweight? Who did he beat for the WBA? They probably couldn't even tell you which Maloney he fought. Well, he fought both of them, goddammit. They twins. They couldn't tell you. They weren't paying attention. They can't even tell you who Marlon Tapales beat. They wasn't even paying attention because last time they checked, they was like, okay, we have Stephen Fulton and we have MJ. 2 titles per. Are they going to fight for undisputed? It never happened. Tom freaking Inoue won the title, beat Paul Butler. He said he want to move up and fight Stephen Fulton in Japan. It happened, and we all seen how that played after a delay. We seen how that played out. I'm not buying it, man. Shout out Coco, what's good? He said, why would Inoue fight in America when YouTubers here in America that cover boxing don't even cover his fights or give him credit? Coco, man, I can't believe, it's beyond me as to why you would want this hot grease tonight. Like, Coco, I done seen you on other channels. What's wrong with you, man? Do you think YouTube is the ultimate umbilical cord when it comes to boxing media? Do you think the YTC give life to boxing? Do you actually give the YTC shows social media that's not really a boxing community? It's just a community of individuals that speak on boxing. Do you believe that they actually go to YouTube as a consistent, validated source of information to cover boxing? If that is indeed the case, why aren't promoters paying these YTC across the board for putting out this content? Who gives a damn if the YTC is talking? You know how many people have channels? You know how many people have channels? What do these channels screenshot? They screenshot only certain individuals that put out tweets on Twitter. They only screenshot stuff that goes on certain sites. You know, the ESPNs, the boxing scenes, the Boxing News 24, all the big time outlets. You know what I'm saying? They always screenshot and taking information from there. But the YTC, for you to get over here and say, "Oh, cover boxing," don't you think that's supposed to be your leverage to basically prove your argument when it comes to Inoue fighting in America? Coco, that's one of the dumbest comments that's ever been put in comparison to my topic. That's no disrespect for you. That is a dumb comment, bro. You're trying to say, why would he come to America when the YouTubers? This has nothing to do with YouTubers. What are you, drunk? You have to be intoxicated. I know you have better boxing knowledge than this. I done seen you on other people's channel. Why the fuck you playing dumb tonight? Tank hasn't fought anybody and gets more shine. Listen, man. Tank is over here attached to Showtime. Showtime at that point was one of the biggest networks. They have the budget. They have the money. You know what I'm saying? This Showtime we talking about, right? Tank is over here in a larger landscape when it comes to boxing. I don't want to ask you a stupid question, but I will present it to you. Is the U.S. smaller than Japan? Do you think the Japanese put on more fights, more quality? Do you think that majority of the Hall of Fame is Japanese fighters? Do you think majority of boxing comes from Japan? Do you believe that? Do you believe that Japan is bigger than the U.S. of A? Do you think so? Please answer me that. Do you believe that it's bigger than the USA? Why are we comparing Tank? Tank is not 1% of boxing. All I'm doing is talking about Inoue and what he's doing and who he's fighting. As far as people think, it has nothing to do with numbers, bro. You talking about who Tank fight? I'm speaking directly on Inoue. When it comes to how is he getting this privilege? Am I overrated? That's the question I ask. Am I overrated? Because the names that he is fighting to achieve these accolades, nobody's talking about them. Nobody's bigging them up like when you had Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. We're talking about the best names in the world, the top rated pound for pound best fighters. Like, it don't matter if they went on this. I'm talking about the top biggest names in boxing. Tyson Fury defeating Deontay Wilder. People was talking about that shit. Everybody knew who Wilder was before he stepped in the ring with Fury. Everybody knew who Fury was before he stepped in the ring with Wilder. Everybody knew who Errol Spence was before he stepped in the ring with Terrence Crawford. Everybody knew who Terrence Crawford was before he stepped in the ring with Errol Spence. They knew this shit. They knew. They knew who Canelo was when he stepped in there with Triple G. They knew who Triple G was when he stepped in there with Canelo. They gave us 2 solid fights. I'm just talking about when you're stacking away championships. How's it so easy? Shakur Stevenson gets a championship at 26 and 30, right? He comes up to 35, and he just can't go directly in there. You have fighters up here. Oh, you got to fight somebody. You got to fight somebody. They're not telling Inoue that. They're not telling Inoue that. I hear Jamel Charlo crying again. Oh, you got to do this. They're not telling Inoue that. Why somebody didn't tell Stephen Fulton that? It seems like shit. Inoue moves up, no problem. If Crawford did it once, why can't Crawford do it again? Oh, because he was fighting Jeff Horn when he moved up to 47. My bad. They didn't respect Jeff Horn, who was coming off a Pacquiao win. I get it, man. I get it. It was Jeff Horn at the end of the day. They told him to get the title, so it was that perfect damn that time space right there. It was perfect for Crawford to just vacate the 140 and go up there to 47 and fight Jeff Horn. I guess it has to be a different race or ethnicity for this shit to happen. And then I'll take that back, because when Inoue moved up to fight Stephen Fulton, guess what? That shit got checked off real quick. That shit got checked off really quick. Going to Japan? Oh, talk to Al Hammond? Check. Go. He was on here saying, oh, man, it's not hard to get no fights. All you got to do is talk to Al. He'll prove it. Why don't we see more of that? Why don't we see it, bro? But it's no knock on you, Coco, for real. But I know you got better knowledge than that. That shit was just dumb. That shit to me was just dumb. How dare you elevate the YTC of relevance, of notoriety? How dare you do that? You know damn well it's no consistency on the YTC. You have people scrounging for freaking content, topics that's relevant. If they can't find relevancy, what they do, they create, they fabricate, they become pretentious, they premeditate bogus ass malicious damn titles just to create stories. How is that affecting boxing in the most perfect way? How is it may be some people that sit over here and dibble and dabble in the YTC and steal some shit. We got a lot of thieves on the YTC. And we got a lot of thieves that pay attention to the YTC and would take shit that we say and they'll use it. Okay, but they're not going to us. Everybody claim they have sources, and some of us do. But those sources are not looked upon like those sources on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? They're not looked upon. They don't drop the real info to the YTC channels first. They drop it to a specific set name individuals. And then everybody go like little ants and they collect the motherfucking morsel and go over here and nibble on it and try their best to damn, put out live streams and blow this shit up. That's all they do, bro. And you say, were it not for Crawford annihilating Spence, Inoue's win would have been the most impressive to me this year. I don't know if I agree with you, Andrew. This is the reason why I don't agree with it just being a performance fight. You know what I'm saying? You're saying Inoue fighting Stephen Fulton was impressive, but how many people were saying that Stephen Fulton was at the top of the food chain, the top of the pecking order when it comes to overall pound for pound? Where did he sit on the pound for pound list? Crawford and Spence has already been campaigning his residence on the pound for pound list, bro. It's no comparison. There's no freaking comparison. Like, even if let's just say Crawford and Spence didn't fight, you have to look at it in the perspective and say, well, how is the boxing community looking at Stephen Fulton? Do people really pay attention to him? Is he being talked about in between fights? I mean, all of that shit. No, he's not. I like Stephen Fulton. I think he's one of the more complete boxers in the sport. But when he's not fighting, nobody's talking about him. So just the remnants of Inoue saying, oh, I'm moving up there and fighting Stephen Fulton in Japan. And Fulton, like, he didn't have no resistance. Okay, cool. I guess the money was right. Okay, cool. I'm going over here and I'm getting this fight in Japan. Then he's all stumbling all over the room. Bro, what happened to your defense? You got some of the best defense in the game, man. I've seen you. No, 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 no. You're not gonna play that one on me. No, no, no. No, you're not gonna do that. No, no, no. Now you should have goddamn channeled your inner Willie Pep. You should have moved. You should have became Stephen O'Wisk. Shit, I seen you move better than that. There's no way in hell people gonna convince me that you know Stephen fought his best fight. No, hell no. We're not talking about belts, bro. We're not talking about the belts that Tank fought. See, there's two different pathways that Tank is taking. You know what I'm saying? Two different pathways. Tank is not getting. You're missing the point with me telling you about it Inoue. They're trying to place Inoue on the pound for pound list. They're not really trying to have a sense of urgency to place Tank on the pound for pound list. Tank is fought for belts. Hey, blame boxing. If they allow the WBA regular title, the Reggie, to be included as a world title, don't blame Tank for it. Don't blame Tank for it. You know what I'm saying? He fought for the vacant when he moved up and fought Gamboa. He fought freaking Leo Santa Cruz when he had a belt at the former division he was at. He fought Mario Barrios for a Reggie belt. This is not about Tank. And let me ask you this, Coco. Is he the only fighter that you can find in comparison that's doing it big in boxing? Is he the only fighter? Is he the only name? Because if he's the only name, once again, I'm not impressed. Because I'm talking about Inoue as far as where he's fighting, right? Where he's fighting and how easily it is for him to take on these fights, to continue to try to place him at the monumental peak. You know what I'm saying? Of the pound for pound listing, fighting fighters that no one knows in Japan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they're doing thorough drug testing over there in Japan. I don't know. But you're a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You're not even mentioning drug testing. You don't care. All you do is want to find a U.S. fighter that's easy, that's an easy target, and you want to talk about what they did. Well, Tank is this, Tank is that. Who's talking about Tank? We're talking about the Japanese fighter. We're talking about how easily he getting these fights, but they make it so impossible for fighters who are in higher weight classes to get these fights. It seemed damn near impossible. Damn near impossible, man, to have that type of fluidity. Devin Haney had all the belts. Did he get a was Shakur able to get a title shot? He was unified at 130. No, they don't want to talk about that because he dropped his belts on the scale. I get it. Like that have anything to do with the next division. Who gives a fuck if you drop your titles on the scale? This ain't motherfucking preschool or middle school where they got giving you an unsatisfactory in your conduct report. And you growing up to the next grade, well, since you got an unsatisfactory at 130, you drop your titles for missing weight. We're going to penalize you right here at 135. Okay? That's not how it works, man. This dude is just, they're talking about this dude going up to 126 after he unifies. They're giving no credit to Marlon Tapales to possibly beat Inoue. No credit. Zero. So when we have these debates in the YTC community, that's up for debate too. Not even beating these names. He's not beating nobody on the pound for pound list. First of all, he ain't doing nothing special. He's just pretty much beating fighters with a belt. You know what I'm saying? Find out how Paul Butler got his belt. Who was giving Paul Butler a chance to beat Inoue? Nobody. Why is Stephen Fulton been fighting when he was fighting? Why can't he fight? Why couldn't he defend his titles against Inoue over here? It wasn't no money in the budget. He had to go over to Japan and sell his belts. Man, come on, man. Come on, bro. Is Inoue getting tested over there? Is he clean? I just want to know. Is he clean over there? It's just like run and tell that. Yeah, the Japanese got money to spend. They do. They got money to spend on specific fighters. They do. So it's up to the fighter on whether they want Inoue to come over here and fight, so they can really give him a test over here in the U.S. And yeah, he's gonna become 2 division undisputed. I don't have no problem with none of that shit. It's just I don't hear the same type of energy, and they're not exerting that same type of resistance or scrutiny on Inoue. He's just over here picking up accolades, 4 division champion, 2-time undisputed. He should be above Crawford. He should be above this fighter Canelo. He should be above this. But nobody can tell you who he beat at flyweight. They don't care. Who did he beat at Superfly? They don't know. They don't know. When it gets to bantamweight, they say, oh, okay, I get some familiarity now. Donaire, okay, Donaire, a Maloney, and a Paul Butler sack lunch. They might. Who's talking about his win over Stephen Fulton? Nobody. Nobody, bro. Shout out to Don Vaughn, salute WCS in the hottest chat in the MFN game. Appreciate you, brother. Sammy, he's a special talent. It would be nice if he fought in the U.S. WCS, the real question is, who are his handlers? No obstacles. I bet he got the hookup. Look, he has people over there that's putting money up for him. Okay? They putting money up. Just think about, Manny Pacquiao and the Filipino nation behind him when he was coming up. Right? Just think about when people were saying that it's possible that Manny Pacquiao was on the juice during his career. You're talking about 8 divisions, bro. 8 divisions. Continue to win, carrying over his knockout power. They had questions about him too, and him coming up through the ranks. But this is not about Pacquiao, because we're talking about Inoue, the guy who could do no wrong on the pound for pound list, who people, look up, and they never hold him accountable like they hold U.S. fighters. They always have these neighboring fighters, these foreign fighters. They get all these freaking exemptions, bro. I swear to God, they give them like automatic right off the rip. They give them motherfucker 48.5 exemptions right off the rip. No, don't ask him about no numbers. Don't ask him about no pay-per-view. Don't ask him how much he get paid. Don't ask him how many people is really in the stadium. Don't ask them what type of budget they got over there. Don't ask them, does it really matter who he fight and where they fight? They got this whole list of exemptions for Inoue, man. I remember when Crawford was heading here to fight Errol Spence, and they say, oh, Inoue, he's going to be the first one to do it. If Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, he's going to be the first one to be 2-time undisputed ever. Yeah, because his resume is better than Crawford. He's done more than Crawford. Crawford's just a 3-weight division. Anyway, he's daring to be great. He unified the whole bantamweight division. He's doing something awesome. Who did Crawford fight? No one knows Ndongo. No one knows all those guys he beat. No one fucking knew who Inoue was beating either. I was paying attention to that shit? Nobody. Ndongo was undefeated, unified champion. Errol Spence was undefeated, unified champion. But yet they were saying that Inoue was going to be the first male boxer to be 2-time undisputed. Luckily, the fight was made and the results came out the way they did. Either way, we would have had a fighter in the U.S. becoming the first 2-time undisputed. Now, their mission is for Inoue to become the first 3-time undisputed. Let's see how much resistance he get. Let's see if he's able to go up the featherweight and hold down that same energy and go sweep, take out the street sweeper and sweep through the featherweight division and unify that shit. Let's see if it happens. If he does that, I'll say, okay, I'll give you your props. If you want to have, if you want to go and fight, because, I don't know how easily the package deal going to be for Inoue. I don't know how many boxers at featherweight is going to have titles by the time he get up there. I don't know if he's going to have to fight all 4 sanctioning bodies, or it's going to be a unification somewhere where he can scoop, try to fight somebody. Like Robisa Ramirez is trying to basically become unified. And no one going to convince me that Inoue is going to go over there and run through Robisa Ramirez. No, nobody's going to convince me of that shit. And plus, I don't see Robisa Ramirez taking a fight in Japan either. Fuck that. He's going to make Inoue fight over here. Inoue's going to have to see Robisa Ramirez at featherweight. I want to see him in these big fights over here in the U.S. That's all I'm saying. Under the voluntary anti-doping agency. I want to see him on these big fights. I want to see him under all our strict testing. I want to see him over here for that. That's all I'm saying. I see big fights other countries besides the UK, which is pretty rare. I like seeing the energy other countries crowd bring. I do too. I agree with you. I do too. I was over in Japan for damn near 7 years. Not straight, but 7 years combined. I love that energy over there. I loved it. I have nothing with the Japanese. I have friends over in Japan. I was over there, man. I was in depth for real, not to get off topic. I love the Japanese culture. Love it. Love it. Sorry for the typos. I mean, who are his handlers? I don't know who are his handlers, but look. I'm pretty sure these Japanese, man, they got money, bro. Listen, man, they got money to put out for certain people. Look at Floyd. Floyd going on there for exhibitions. There's been plenty of people fighting over there in Japan getting paid. I'm just saying, when people try to compare the money that he's making over there in Japan comparable to the U.S., I'm not hearing it, man. I'm not saying that he can't get paid. Is he getting paid 50 million? Is he getting paid 20 million? What is he getting paid? I started off, I wanted to know the numbers. Do you see the title? What is his pay-per-view numbers in Japan, huh? That's what I wanted. What is his pay-per-view numbers comparable? Is he up there selling 1.6, 2.5 million pay-per-views? Is he? Is their price point high enough for Inoue to fall within at the high point of the most lucrative boxing matches in history? Do they set their price point up enough to basically equal that of what we have over here in the U.S., of what Vegas has been able to put out? That's all I'm saying. Come on, guys, let's not hate on Inoue. Shout out to Inoue on that. I don't know about come on, guys. I'm one person. I'm doing a live. Let's not hate on Inoue. First of all, I'm not hating on Inoue. Let's stick within the structure of the live. You know what I'm saying? The context of the live. It's not hate. If I am basically I have some type of resistance or criticism towards a fighter, it shouldn't be underlined as hate. He's a great, exciting talent. He has a stacked resume, and Fulton call him out. Come on, cut it out. Okay, so he has a stacked resume. Who is stacked on his resume? Who is stacked on his resume? Who is stacked on his resume? Please enlighten me. Who is stacked on his resume? Emmanuel Rodriguez? I credit him for Emmanuel Rodriguez. He was 19-0 at the time. Who is stacked on his resume? Hami McDonald? Hami McDonald at bantamweight for the WBA title? Hami McDonald? He's a world beater, huh? Hami McDonald. Is he the guy you're looking for? He has a stacked resume. Are we talking about quality or are we talking about quantity? Quality or quantity? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Quality or quantity? Help me understand. So you know what I'm gonna do? I got time. I got time. I do. I got time. Let's have some instructional period because I have people saying, "Come on, let's not hate on Inoue." I'm surprised in my chat. I will have people assuming that I'm hating on a fighter. As much as I talk about other fighters outside of these particular fighters, how can you so quickly say I'm hating on Inoue? Y'all don't never say that when I'm talking about Errol Spence. I don't hear y'all coming to the defense of Errol Spence. I'm just saying, I don't hear that same saying, hey, I mean, just come on, guys. Can't we all just get along? Them dudes didn't fight Fulton for little money and lose. So Fulton wasn't getting the fights. He knew the Inoue was coming. So he ran the smoke and the bag at the same time. Well, he ran the bag for sure. Fulton knew he would lose to Inoue, make a lot of them moves to become two-weight world champion. So let me do a favor. Appreciate that comment there, Blunts. Let me do a favor and share screen right quick. Because Inoue, they consider him to be a world beater. They consider Inoue to be a world beater. Let's go down. Let's go down to when he picked up. We don't want to go down all the way down there. Let's start because no one knows this. I mean, I'm just saying. Not too many people know. You know what I'm saying? When he was way down here picking up championships, not too many people know these guys. You know what I'm saying? They can't even pronounce their name. I want to go somewhere where stars falls into the educational system, you know what I'm saying, of English 101. Something that they can relate to. All right. So look at the records, 43-1. Very experienced guy. You know what I'm saying? Very experienced guy. That was at flyweight, right? So let's keep on going. You know what I'm saying? Let's leave that. Let's keep going up here to these names. I'm just trying to find one that stand out to me. You know what I'm saying? You know, let's go to when people really start paying attention. You know, because he was just fighting these world beaters. Look at this. Shout out to Antonio Nieves, 17-1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Retired, you know, stop, you know. I mean, I'm looking at these world beaters, a stacked resume. Let's look at the guy when he moved up to bantamweight. He fought for a WBA world bantamweight title. Okay, Hami McDonald. So we click on Hami McDonald's esteem resume. Hami McDonald, 33-1, right? UK fighter. Hasn't fought since June 2019. Prior to Christian Narvaez, he fought Naoya and Inoue in 2018. Let's see. He did pick up the title and defend it against names no one knew. I mean, this is lighter divisions. They're going to give you the excuse. This is just lighter divisions. But, you know, it was said he has a stacked resume because he's beaten all these guys. I guess he's just beat the competition that's here for him. 31-0. You know what I'm saying? He fought, look, this guy fought Kameda twice. You know what I'm saying? He fought Kameda twice. He went to UD in the 12th, then fought him again with another UD. And then, you know, you keep going. He fought Solis twice. Solis, he fought him twice, right? One was a no contest, no decision, right? Then here comes Inoue. Inoue comes in there. He stops him in round 1. All these decisions and all these guys, Inoue comes in here and stops him in round 1. They pick up his strap at bantamweight, right? So he get defeated by Inoue, and then he fights a 6-rounder. He fights a 6-rounder after losing his title to Inoue. and he ain't fought since 2019. On his way out the door. Got it. Got it. So once again, let me go back down here to my guy Emmanuel Rodriguez. Got much respect for Rodriguez. You know what I'm saying? But look at this. Hami Donald, and then he defends against Juan Payano, who is 20-1, much older fighter. He defends his title and then goes in there and unifies, right? Look at the date, 2018, 2 fights in 2018. He unifies Emmanuel Rodriguez and stops him in round 2. Kudos. Then he fights Nonito Donaire. You know what I'm saying? He gave Donaire the opportunity to fight for the titles, which is an older fighter, a lot of tread on the tire, future Hall of Famer. And he went the distance with him. Donaire goes over to the WBC and fight Nordine Bali while he goes in there and fight Jason Maloney. Okay? Jason Maloney gets stopped in the 7th round. Nobody was for Jason Maloney and thought he was going to come in there and beat Inoue. Did anyone think Maloney was equal to greater than Inoue? Did anyone think that? Okay. Who is this guy right here? Dasamara Dunkin' Donuts. Who is he? 30-2-1. Who was he? Then he drops down, fight another guy. You know what I'm saying? Iran Dipset. I mean, where was he from again? You know what I'm saying? TKO round 8. Donaire comes back around after picking up the WBC title and gives it up in 2 rounds. Okay. Paul Butler. We all know what happened. He was supposed to fight Joe Casemiro. Nope, didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Back and forth verbal sparring between Casemiro camp and Donaire's camp. Shit fell apart, right? With Casemiro and them. And then, you know, something happened where he pulled a David Blaine, and Paul Butler was pretty much the guy who stepped in. Let's go to Paul Butler's freaking resume. We're looking for these killers. Let's go all the way up to when he gets the WBO International Bantamweight. That was back in 2021, June 2021. If you go down before that, right? IBF World Bantamweight vacant, lost to UD. Let's go. I'm looking for the treasures. All in the UK. Okay, you have some, some intercontinental type hardware. You know what I'm saying? Let's climb back up the ladder, because in this up is better. All right. So Paul Butler. Let's go to, where is it where I'm looking at? Right here. He fought Inoue, right? In 2022. This is Paul Butler. He was fighting at featherweight, super featherweight, bantamweight, featherweight. He was all over the place, right? So he gets up here. He has 1, 2, 3 fights, trying to settle back in. But I'm trying to find out these killers: 18-5, 12-4, 11-2, because they say that Inoue was fighting these killers. He has a stacked resume. I'm trying to see when he fought with Paul Butler, who did he fight to prepare him for Inoue? Who was he fighting? Who was he fighting? He fought for the WBO interim world bantamweight title. He beat the guy April 2022, and then they elevated him, just like they did Tim Tszyu. You have mail. Ding. You have mail. They sent him a freaking inbox. You have been elevated. You have been upgraded. You are now the full WBO champion. Yeah, you're the full WBO champion. April 2022. So Inoue fought a fighter who was elevated via email, the SMTP system, Wi-Fi, simple message transfer protocol. A message was sent, a message was received. Then he goes in there at the end of the year and defends against Inoue. He gives up his first defense. He gives it up. Killers, right? It's killers, right? Killers, right? I get it. I get it. I get it. Killers, right? I get it, bro. Killers. Talking about killers, man. You know what I'm saying? He fought Paul Butler, unified. You know what I'm saying? December 2022 and then July of 2023. Let's take a look at Stephen Fulton's 21-1. His only loss is Inoue. Now I want you to pay attention. You know, he has 8 KOs, 21 victories. And we know Inoue is way more than that. We already know that. So let's talk about the highlights. It came quick in a hurry. The highlights. We're not dealing with the IBO right here, but you know what I'm saying? To some people, they will highlight the IBO. The WBO super bantamweight, Angelo Leo. Who had that belt? So he was a champion, right? Okay, cool. So we give him credit, unlike Paul Butler, for fighting for a championship. We give him credit. And then we know Brandon Figueroa, he had that belt. Give him credit for that. 2 fights in 2021. And then he went in there and defended as a unified champion, right? June of 2022. And then from June 2022, over a year out the ring, right? Over a year out the ring, he goes in there and fight Inoue. You know what I'm saying? He goes over there out a year out the ring. He gets the freaking cash voucher, and he goes over there in Japan and fight Inoue. Let me see, who did Inoue fight before he fought Stephen Fulton? Inoue fought December 2022. So Inoue wasn't out the ring a full over a year. He wasn't out the ring over a year. He had just finished fighting Paul Butler at bantamweight, and it was nothing for him to move up and get a fight with Stephen Fulton over in Japan. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. We're talking about Angelo Leo and we're talking about Brandon Figueroa. Was people considering them to be killers? Was people looking for Stephen Fulton? You know, he was a unified champion, but so was MJ. Was people looking for the super bantamweight? No, they weren't really, you know, heralding them and praising them like that. But he has a stacked resume of names like who? Was Stephen Fulton? Was he on the pound for pound list when he beat him? Was Paul Butler on the pound for pound list? Was Nonito Donaire on the pound for pound list? Was Jason Maloney on the pound for pound list when he beat him? Was Emmanuel Rodriguez on the pound for pound list? I'm just trying to find out where you say the stacked resumes are at. Are we just stacking numbers? Because if that's the case, shit, Crawford should have got all the praise in the world if we just stacking numbers. But he couldn't get shit. And he's fighting legitimate champions, multi-time champions. He couldn't get it. Undefeated champions. He couldn't get it. But anyway, fighting dudes that has plenty of losses already and everything else, picking up belts. And so he has a stacked resume. He has a stacked resume. Pristine. I get it. It's simple. It's simple for y'all to come over here and say, he has a stacked resume and Fulton called him out. Come on, guys. Listen to me. You can say whatever you want. I'm talking about him fighting Fulton in Japan. Y'all want to come talk about, y'all want to make it seem like one fighter is determining freaking Inoue's freaking career. I'm talking about everything that led up to that. If y'all gonna do it for the U.S. fighters that's over here fighting in these higher divisions than super bantamweight, do it for him. Y'all not holding him accountable for nothing. Come on. When you gonna hold him accountable for this shit? When is he gonna get that same backlash? When is he gonna get that grainy part of freaking praise and adulations? The shit that you have to really process. Like, you get your Brian Custer. I don't know. It's pretty difficult. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your Brian Cushing on. I mean, when you talk about Inoue's freaking resume, you got to put your Brian Cushing on, bro. You really got to think like, come on, man. Dude got an email, and that completed his freaking undisputed. That completed his undisputed. Now, that completed his undisputed, dog. Come on, man. Come on, man. Nonito Donaire, when he fought Donaire for the WBC title, Donaire already has 6 losses, and this dude said he had a stacked resume. Come on, man. I have nothing against Donaire either, man, because I know a lot of damn channels out here kissing Donaire's ass right now, just because they can't do it the right way, the hard way, the damn trench way. You know what I'm saying? They got to goddamn kiss ass to get their credentials to get up there and get some comp tickets. I see you. I see y'all. That's not the way I went though. But I see you. Since I know you was out there doing it that way, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, give you some airtime. That's all. Kudos to y'all from cutting corners just to see that ass whooping. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, I loved it. I'm on that time today. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. I love how y'all was up there kissing her ass just so you can get some comp tickets and making sure you cut corners. Why can't y'all just goddamn put in for credentials? Get approved the way the real ones do it. Instead of just saying, hey, I want to get some comp tickets to the biggest fight of the year. I loved it because you get to see that ass whooping up close. Real talk, up close. Them dudes didn't fight Fulton for little money and lose. So Fulton wasn't getting the fights he needed. Inoue was coming, so he ran to the smoke and the bag at the same time. I'm not blaming him for running to the smoke. He can run to the smoke. He can run to the bag. But my question is Inoue clean? You keep running back over to Japan. Are you clean fighting over there? Because people keep on, like, they would try their best, man, with both palms to his back. No, keep him up there. Top 2, top 3. No, keep him close to Crawford. Keep him close to Crawford. God damn it. Crawford, why you beat Spence, Crawford? We want Inoue to be up there. We want Inoue. God damn it. We really want Inoue to be in front of you. It couldn't happen, bro. I really wish Crawford was just a little bit, lighter in weight. I wish he was still a little bit young and he can fluctuate, because he would beat Inoue ass, man. Point blank, period. He would beat Inoue ass. Like I said, I don't have no problem with Inoue. But him running over to Japan all the time and people hyping this dude up, they can't even goddamn talk about nobody on this resume. If you're going to hype the dudes that's on his 3 and 4 divisions, well, hype the same thing up for Crawford. Hype the same thing up for Deontay Wilder, Teofimo Lopez, all of them. All of them. Because last time I checked, Teofimo Lopez was a champion in his first division of lightweight. And freaking Inoue can't fuck with that. He can't fuck with that. He fought Lomachenko. Bro. And Inoue can't fuck with that. He can't fuck with it. What was all those guys on the pound for pound list? What was Jason Maloney? What was Emmanuel Rodriguez? What was Paul Butler? What was Nonito Donaire on the pound for pound list when he beat him? What was Stephen Fulton? What was all these guys on the pound for pound list when you try to throw this guy in front of people for history? Where was those fighters on the pound for pound list when it comes to undisputed? I'm not going to go back and forth with you when you talk about how talented someone, how exciting. You have a lot of exciting fighters in there with competition that allows them to be exciting. Let's be honest. I'm not going back and forth about this damn aesthetics and this praise that you want to freaking dress the conversation up with. No, I'm not up here for beauty school, God damn it. I'm up here to speak some opinionated dialogue. That's it. Not, oh, it's time to pucker up. No, this is not the pucker factory. You keep on putting in there, oh, he's did this. Inoue is exciting. He has great resume. Man, come on, man. You keep trying to subliminally try to make this a black and Japanese thing. It's not going to work. Who cares if he smoked Fulton? That's not my point. Who tested him? Was he clean? When is he going to come over to the U.S. and start getting busy over here? I want to see him in the U.S. some more fight top competition. Look, let me remind him. Let me remind him. Okay, let me go back and remind him. Let me remind him. Okay. Let me remind him. Hold on. Let me go back. All right. Hey, check this out. Check this out. Inoue, like I said, fought 3 times in the U.S., right? Right? He fought Michael Destin Dunkin' Donuts, June of 2021. He fought Jason Maloney, MGM Vegas. I wonder what those numbers was like. Anybody record those numbers? Were they up there? Did they do 800, a million? What was those numbers like when he fought Jason Maloney at the MGM Grand? Because he's got a stacked resume. He fought him October 2020 on the back end of the pandemic. I'm pretty sure that possibly was in the bubble. That was in the U.S. though, right? And then he fought Antonio Nieves, September 2017. All right. But besides that, after Dunkin' Donuts, he ain't really came back, to where they serve Krispy Kreme. I'm just saying, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Genki desu ka? Ohayo gozaimasu. Welcome. When are you coming back there, Inoue? When are you coming back? You're 30 years old, man. You choosing to come over here to Japan at 30. I hope you're ready for this heat. I hope you're ready for that 126-pound division, since people are already predicting you're going to go over there and sweep through that division and become 3 times the first fighter to become 3 times undisputed. Okay. Fulton knew he could lose to Inoue, make Lot, then move up and become 2-weight world champion. Inoue is exciting talent. I read that. But you're right. Fulton ain't a star. We never heard people saying Fulton should move up and fight Tank or nothing outlandish like that. Do with the real stars. That's all I'm saying. Like, people up here saying Inoue has this stacked resume and all that. What? How many of them fighters that he fought was on the pound for pound list? You can't say, listen to me, Bunce. This is where I'm at with it. Who is going to tell me that, my argument is he was in a lighter weight class, right? And then I'm going to say, I'm glad you mentioned that. What about Juan Francisco Estrada? Why was he on the pound for pound list? Huh? He was at Superfly, right? Wasn't he at Superfly? He was on the pound for pound list with 3 losses for quite some time. So it's not the fact that Inoue's opponents, his opponents with belts couldn't be on the pound for pound list. Yeah, because they was in a lower weight. No. Juan Francisco Estrada was on there. Absolutely. Mexico and the UK are pretty much America. A star in Japan, see that all the time. There's plenty of stars in Japan. They're just in, people don't pay attention to them. Look at the stars over here in the U.S. and they don't make it on the pound for pound list. Look at them. Look at the stars over here in the U.S. that don't make a pound for pound. And then the ones that people think should be on the pound for pound, they got to get goddamn, they have to go through the 5th ward. They have to go through a freaking a freaking 50-point inspection to see if they qualify to be on the pound for pound list. They have to go through a 50-point inspection, man. They have to go all the way back to when they attended kindergarten and see if they had morals and principles back then. What color did they wear? Was it gang affiliated? What did they eat for lunch? Did they finish your meal? Did they clean up voluntarily or were they told to clean up? They got to go through a 50-point inspection over here in the U.S. Inoue over there just, welcome. Do it touch my stay. I don't know why you keep telling me that, but hey, I'll let you talk your talk, man. I'm not gonna go. That's not my debate, bro. You keep on hyping them up. See me. I'm not like the rest. I'm not gonna tell you what you're doing, in the worst way possible, because it's not energy that I choose to exert on it. You keep on talking about who did what and good. Stephen Fulton, like Blunt just said, wasn't a superstar. He was a unified champion. You act like WCS is mad that you act like you just trying to continue to say the same thing that don't make any sense. He got smoked. What do you want me to do? That wasn't my favorite fighter. When Deontay Wilder got beat, did you hear me on here crying and shedding tears? He went in there and fought like a warrior. Our mentality different at the end of the day. And you said 90% of the American fans thought Fulton was going to walk over Inoue, and it wasn't even close. Outstanding performance from Inoue. You never heard me say it wasn't an outstanding performance. I want to know if he's clean or not. I want to know when he's going to come over to the U.S. Why does people keep on telling me about performances? Why? Why do y'all keep on telling me about performances? Am I not being clear? Why y'all keep telling me about performances? Y'all hold these U.S. fighters to these high standards. Y'all scrub the shit out of their resume. Who did his opponent beat that he beat for that championship? Oh, that ain't nobody. They don't nobody. That didn't count. I mean, it happens all the time. But then the initial statement that y'all come out here in your opening argument about Inoue. Oh, he had a stacked resume. He's one of the best. He smoked Stephen Fulton. Why y'all keep on talking about Fulton? Why y'all don't say he's Stephen Fulton smoked Angelo Leo? Why you don't say he smoked Emmanuel Rodriguez? He ain't black? He ain't black enough for y'all? Why you didn't say he smoked Nonito Donaire? You scared? You scared? Because the Donaires be on here, you don't want to get reprimanded? You don't want to get put on punishment? He smoked Donaire, didn't he? Didn't he? He smoked Jason Maloney, didn't he? He smoked Paul Butler, didn't he? But y'all keep on bringing in Stephen Fulton. So I pay attention to that little fuck shit, bro. For real. I mean, why y'all keep on mentioning Fulton for? I'm just saying. Did y'all not hear the names that I said he fought in the U.S.? I mentioned the names that he fought in the U.S. And then the ones he fought in Japan. Let's go back once again to his box rec. To his bantamweight run. He fought Antonio Neves at Superfly in Japan. I mean, in the States, right? In the States. Let's go up to the bantamweight division. Hami McDonald in Japan. Pagano in Japan. Emmanuel Rodriguez in the UK. Donaire, Japan. Maloney. Well, guess what? That was in defense of a title at the MGM Grand, right? Stopped him. Las Vegas, defense of his title, right? Back in Japan. Nonito Donaire for the WBC title, unification, Japan. Paul Butler for the WBO title, undisputed, Japan. Stephen Fulton moving up the super bantamweight, Japan. Exactly. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. What's going on, JD? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Inoue even wrapped his hands and wore the gloves that made Fulton to feel most comfortable after he cried about all that shit and still with. Listen, Andrew, that was all a farce, man. Nobody's up here, believing all that shit. The little facade that was put on, the charade, not facade, the charade that was put on over there to make it interesting. That was just a sham, man. To bring some suspense and attention to the fight. Come on, Andrew. You've been around the game for a long time, brother. You know what I'm saying? That shit wasn't authentic. They had to bring some attention over there. His manager gonna sit there. Oh, we're not gonna fight. The fuck you ain't. You think you walking your ass in Japan and they playing for all that shit, and you gonna say, oh, we ain't gonna fight because of the gloves. Come on, you won't make it up out that motherfucker. I've seen Yakuza. The motherfuckers exist. I was over there for the longest of time. I used to have friends who was connected to that over there. The bike game was deep. You think you're gonna go over there and say you ain't fighting in Japan? They pay up, man. Get up, man. Please, please. That shit ain't happening. You just pretty much like you say this is exactly what they said about Crawford, who has he fight, and similar how they treated him in pay-per-view numbers. Listen to what I'm saying about the comparison. You keep on talking about what they said about Crawford. He was fighting champions, quality champions over here in the US. He was going through the drug testing. He never paid no step aside money, right? Scrutinizing and scrubbing his entire resume. But you're not listening. I say when it comes to Inoue, they don't even know who the fuck he fought. They don't care. But yet when it comes to Crawford, because you mentioned him, right? I just mentioned some snippets, but you mentioned him. This is not about Crawford. I'm comparing how they scrub and scrutinize Crawford's resume over here in the US, but y'all don't do it for Inoue, who's fighting over there in Japan all the time. Y'all don't even know. Most of his championship fights was in Japan. That's a fact. So if you want to return the statement and say, well, most of Terrence Crawford fights, the championship was over here in the US. Well, he fought Ricky Burns. He wasn't in the US. Was he? Was he? We're not really talking about pay-per-view numbers as a claim to fame here, okay? I'm just trying to find out how the man cannot have these legendary pay-per-view numbers and these opponents that everybody talk about, but yet he's on the pound for pound list as if he's out here fighting these straight up killers, individuals that's on the pound for pound list. Look what got Teofimo on the pound for pound list, beat Lomachenko. What was Lomachenko pound for pound list? I'm just saying, dog. I got too many. It's too many examples for me to put out there, bro. Too many examples. What got Dimitri Bivol on the pound for pound list? Because he beat Canelo. But y'all been having freaking Inoue on the pound for pound list for fighting fighters that wasn't nowhere in consideration for this shit. But you keep on talking about Crawford, Crawford, his pay-per-view numbers. Bro, listen. When you're talking about undisputed and you fighting undefeated champions, you know what I'm saying? Boxing doesn't produce killers. They don't have a laboratory with conveyor belts of cloning, even though there are some individuals who have been mesmerized under some type of hypnosis and cloning Tyrone facilities that's located throughout the universe. They believe that certain fighters have been cloned. But what I'm trying to tell you is that in a way, no one knows his numbers. No one knows his numbers. I suppose next people are going to try to say Inoue's resume is better than Crawford's. Who has Inoue defeated that was higher than a Errol Spence on the pound for pound list? Who? Was it Stephen Fulton, Manuel Rodriguez, Nolito Donaire, Jason Maloney, Paul Butler? Please enlighten me. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know if we're doing comparisons. Hey, Coco, if he came with the bag, I have no problem with him coming with the bag. Because they're basically allowing Inoue to basically, Inoue has support in his backyard. Inoue has the financial support. So, as much arguments goes on about certain promotions want to keep it in-house and make money off the fighter and this, that, and the other, but they can't supply all these funds for these fighters that sign with them. So they was going to get paid off Stephen Fulton regardless. So they say, yeah, go ahead, because we're not going to put the money up for you. Go over there. If they're going to pay you that, go over there. We still going to get paid regardless. Regardless of what you think, you're going to get scared, man. I mean, you're going to get paid, period. You're going to get paid. There's no national pride in American boxing fan base. That will always be a barrier to what American fighters can achieve. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. Come on, bro. Al Heyman cashed out Fulton. Fulton was never going to get that kind of bread. Al Heyman didn't even want to sign Fulton. Someone had to convince him. I mean, you have fighters that get signed from other fighters. That's what it's supposed to be, right? That's how it's supposed to work sometime, right? It's very difficult for fighters to get signed. You need some type of starting point, right? We need the gun to go off and let them come out the blocks. Not every fighter has that it factor that the matchmakers and people go, hey, I want that fighter right there. It doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that. So if Fulton was one of those guys that it took him he was on the gravel road and it took him a little bit longer to get to the pave and a smoother route to get signed, I understand it. I get it. But once again, it's not about Fulton. This is about Inoue. How much is Inoue's worth? Where's his pay-per-view numbers? If Fulton could have fought him over here, y'all are acting like Inoue's supposed to get paid all this incredible money. What's his pay-per-view numbers in the U.S. to compare him like that? What are they? This is my main argument. Fulton could have fought him in the U.S. What numbers has he done over in the U.S. for him to be considered this hot commodity? This prize fighter that's doing all these pay-per-view numbers. Who did he fight to get those numbers? Why couldn't Fulton have the fight over here? If Al wasn't going to pay him that much money anyway, at least he could have just said, okay, let me do it, over here in front of the U.S. fans, and I'm fighting a former undisputed bantamweight, fresh off of undisputed birth, and he's coming here to fight me for my titles. So you're just going to say, okay, I'm going to go over there in Japan because Inoue said so. Like, you are the unified champion at super bantamweight. Who's the A side? Who's the B side? Oh, I guess that's when Inoue come in. I'm the A side. My people putting up all the money. And I agree. I agree with people talking about, boxing. Look, I'm not talking about how boxing fans are. I'm speaking about Inoue. I'm speaking about how people choose to just let his shit go by the wayside, really don't damn question his shit. Just let him do what the hell he want to do when it comes. But how many championship fights did he have in Japan? How do we know certain things, certain corners wasn't cut in Japan? I'm just saying, man, how do we know that shit? How do we know that? That's just like when Emmanuel Targo came over here. You know what I'm saying? Emmanuel Targo came over here to fight. The man only had one loss. Where was the rest of his fights at? Come on, man. They said, look at his resume. He ain't fought nobody over here, man. He ain't fought the top competition. You know what I'm saying? Who has he fought, man? So we can build up some type of argument that, yeah, he's ready to face the best over here. It's gonna be a stiff competition. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a very competitive bout. Now, if he wanted a Inoue, so be it. You know what I'm saying? I believe Fulton ran over there for the paycheck outside of him going over there to win. That's all. I ain't never seen Fulton look that bad. Never. I mean, hey, Coco, I agree. 3 million, I agree. But was it drug testing over there? Was everything good to go? I mean, what do we know about these other? We done heard about the UK. We done heard about all that shit. We done heard how Dillian White, A sample can come back dirty and then the B sample disappear. Poof! Thank you, David Copperfield and David Blaine. You are the best magicians in the world. Thank you for making that B sample disappear. And then, for the glove situation, they had a fucked up glove situation. And then he come out with the same gloves that wasn't approved or whatever the case may be. They be cutting corners and doing fucked up shit. Fighting for Undisputed for Fulton. These dudes didn't have a name, just belts. And see, this is what I'm talking about with them just having names. A lot of fighters have descriptions, bro. You attach a belt to it, they have a description. The IBF World Bantamweight Champion. You know what I'm saying? The WBA Super Bantamweight World Champion. They have descriptions. With that descriptions, they have names. But when you take the description with the name, there's a lot more research to be done when you're trying to catapult or you're trying to elevate these fighters like Inoue and saying, oh man, he should be at the top of pound for pound list. That's what he should. He should stay at the top of pound for pound list. This is what he's doing. He's a 4-weight world champion. He's this, that. Canelo's a 4-weight world champion. Has he fought more quality competition than Canelo Alvarez? Should he be that close to Canelo Alvarez on the pound for pound list? Shouldn't we have some type of identity to the big names that's basically allowing you to have that appraising value on the pound for pound list? Shouldn't it be people that really perk up and raise brows and say, okay, I understand why he's in that position? Shouldn't it be that way? Or it's just because Inoue is Inoue, he's Japanese, and people just don't care about holding him accountable for shit. They got this damn out of sight, out of mind love going on with Inoue. He's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. He don't bother nobody. WCS he's hating. Yeah, when I talk about Crawford most of the time, y'all ain't saying none of that shit. When I'm talking about Spence, y'all ain't saying none of this. Now you come over here defending another fighter, showing your true colors. Why y'all defend Errol like that? Oh, it's two black fighters. I just can't get myself up to it. Just don't want to waste no energy on it. I just can't get myself up to it. Me personally, I have Bud, Inoue, Usyk, Canelo. Okay. I'm not here to get in the pound for pound list on who people, who has this pound for pound, who has that. Not me. Errol Spence isn't a pound for pound fighter. He's only been in one division unified champion. He has overhyped by fanboys. I'm not here to get in whether Errol Spence should be on the pound for pound list or not. This is strictly Inoue. And I think Inoue shouldn't be as high on the pound for pound list based off this so-called stacked resume he has. That's all. I don't dislike him as a fighter. I don't. I just don't think he should be that high based off him just running through divisions like that. Just running through divisions. And people don't even know who he fought, where he fought him. They know now because I pretty much broke down how many title fights he had in Japan. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot. But they still act like they're going to compare Japan boxing on Wall Street to the US boxing Wall Street. You can't do that shit, bro. You can't do that. I don't know why they keep on talking about Tank, man. Y'all are stuck on, comparison. You know, it'll never. I will never capitulate to people who seems to, when I'm up here talking about a Japanese fighter at super bantamweight, and all y'all want to do is compare to nothing but black fighters. There has to be other fighters out there because black fighters don't run boxing. You have Canelo Alvarez is up there doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? You have Oleksandr Usyk, former undisputed, and he's at heavyweight doing his thing. You have plenty of other fighters that's doing their thing. Teofimo Lopez doing his thing. I respect Josh Taylor's freaking undisputed run more than I do Inoue's. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. I can compare Jamel's Charlo undisputed run better than Inoue's. Inoue, yes, sir. Then Jason Rosario beat Jared, Julian J. Rock Williams, who beat Jared Hurd. Where's the climax? Where's the suspense when it comes to breaking down Inoue's undisputed run? Where is it? That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying. Didn't Brian Castano beat the champion Patrick Teixeira? Or did he receive an email in the WBO like Paul Butler did? Y'all explain that to me. Did he receive an email? Or did he beat a champion before he stepped in there and fought Jamel Charlo? Please let me know if you're going to compare. If your comparisons are in line, he's speaking of a Japanese fighter, but I'm going to compare, and my argument is going to be for every black fighter. See, that's telling me that you're stuck on some things now. You're not being as open-minded and flexible as I want you to be now. Explore, God damn it. The brain is powerful. Stop comparing just the black fighters. There has to be the other fighters out there that's doing great things. Black fighters ain't running boxing. Like I said, Coco, you proving my point. I say in a way on PES, you think because I'm a black content creator, you want to go up here and talk about Bud being on Snack. What's more crucial? What you're saying out to the public and how you're proving my point? Or are you making yourself look crazy talking about Snack being a program where fighters are on PEDs that's out right in the open for everybody to see? You didn't even bring up Canelo Alvarez first. He actually popped and was suspended. Bud never was suspended for anything, and he's on a program with various other fighters. There wasn't a program Canelo was on that basically delivered beef to his front doorstep that was taken down in a huge scandal. No, he tested positive himself for clenbuterol, and he was suspended prior to facing Gennady Golovkin in the rematch. So that's what I'm saying. You fail to just compare to other fighters other than being black. You want to feel like you're proving something to me because you're bringing up other black fighters. But yet there's been other fighters like Oscar Valdez that pop dirty. But you don't want to bring them up because they don't fit your narrative. They don't fit your intention. Your intention is to make me feel some type of way speaking about a fighter that I talk about all the time. That's being closed-minded. You know what I'm saying? That's easy work for me. That's easy. At least get me challenged about something. I like to be educated. You just quickly bringing in a black fighter that I speak on often is going to do something that's going to prove your point. What other fighters out here pop dirty? What about Vesputin before Yadinas Ugas was elevated to the WBA welterweight champion? What about that? What about that guy? He popped dirty. It's nowhere close to being the Snack accusations against Terrence. They're saying he's on juice. I mean, no, listen to me, bro. You're coming off as if you're not listening. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off like you're not listening. I say Izzy being tested. I never said like they're insinuating Crawford is absolutely, unequivocally on juice. That's what they're saying. You haven't heard me take that stance on Inoue. You have not heard me go that route. Just because I mentioned is he clean? I'm not saying he's on no freaking juice. I didn't name anything. Y'all just keep on bringing up Bud because it feels comfortable to you to do that. Like that is your only line of defense, man. Oh, man, y'all got to do better, bro. If that's your only line of defense, man, I'm expecting more. Real talk. Y'all keep on mentioning Crawford, Crawford, Crawford. Don't compare me to other content creators because they want to bring up false accusations that he is. They're not saying it's a possibility. They saying he is. Okay? It's a difference. So when you're grouping content creators together, all you got to do is just do a little bit more research. Just refine your search inquiry. And then, if it don't formulate the way you want it, continue with deductive reasoning with the evidence that you have until you formulate a result to get this to the answer that you're looking for. That's all you have to do, man. All this snack and all that. Who's talking about snack? I'm talking about, is he clean over there? Is it certain, benefits to him fighting in Japan? Are they doing strict drug testing over there? You know what I'm saying? Are they? I didn't say he was on juice. I'm just ready for him to come over here. Okay, man, we done. Man, it's nothing for us to talk about no more. I'm talking about Inoue, and he's busy talking about bringing Crawford in here. I have a whole thumbnail on Inoue, but you're talking about Crawford. I have a whole thumbnail on Inoue, and you're not even Japanese. You're not even Japanese. And that's my whole point. What I be saying, they will quickly defend these foreign fighters before they defend their own fighters on their home front. You're proving my point, sellout. You're up here proving you're proving everything that I say when y'all want to sit up here and go ham. Y'all want to go all in defending these damn fighters that you never seen fight in person before you would defend any US fighter. Y'all would defend them just because you're showing your side of prejudice. That's all. You just showing that inner you that hides behind the logo, that's prejudice, and who feel that this is the opportune time to take a shot at a black fighter because I'm a black content creator. Hey, it's futile at the end of the day. I need more than that. I need more substance. I need for you to come with something just a little bit more heat to it. You know what I'm saying? You mentioning Crawford as to get me to emote on the man. It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen, Coco. It's just showing how feeble-minded you are. Because I'm expecting more from you, but you keep on talking about Bud. Now you really coming off as if you on one knee. You know what I'm saying? You coming off as if you on one knee, bro, for all the wrong reasons. At the end of the day, it's a camera that Inoue whooped. It's on camera, asking everybody that had something to say about Fulton was going to beat just because he was from America. You're right. It was some people that thought Inoue was that Fulton was going to beat Inoue. No doubt about it. I think that wasn't Fulton's best performance. I thought Fulton was going to beat Inoue. But I just look at him going over there to Japan, the money that he got. He didn't put up a performance that I felt that he could have did. Like he didn't even look like himself, and he was fighting in his weight class. I knew it was coming up from bantamweight. That's my argument, Andrew. He didn't give me that energy and get me that consistency that I'm used to. Like this dude can box. You know, that versatility that I'm used to seeing him fight with different style fighters. He didn't give me that. He was all over the place, man. Stump, man. Get out of it, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Well, you would have got over here earlier there, Charles. I already said that was it won that many fighting in that weight class. So what does that got to do with anything? Just because they're not American. Listen, once again, Charles, are you processing? Are you thinking about what you're saying before you said? You have plenty of foreign fighters that fight in the U.S., bro. What are you talking about? It's not that many American fighters fighting. So you're trying to tell me that foreign fighters only fight in foreign countries, right? Man, I swear to God, listen, I'm trying to maintain some type of sanity with y'all. I'm not trying to goddamn put too much hot grease on you, but y'all are not really impressing me with the level of conversation that I would like, especially, being that we're already into Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We're already into Sunday. You're not giving me the Holy Ghost that I'm looking for to open up this Sunday freaking service. You're not. You're up here talking about there are not many American fighters fighting those law. Who cares? Not every fighter that's across in another country fights over there. It's plenty of them in all combat sports that fight in the U.S. You see it all the time in MMA and boxing. The fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about, man? Y'all niggas just hide behind these logos and just say anything, bro. Y'all just say anything whenever you freaking feel like it. All I ask for you is to process that shit first. You can do a preliminary processing, no fee, no extra charge, no taxes. You know what I'm saying? No service charge. All you have to do is process that shit before you release the product, God damn it. All I'm doing is say, think first. You know it ain't that many American fighters in the lower weight class. What does that have to do with it? I'm talking about him fighting over here in the U.S., bro. Man, I'm not here to go back and forth to you on what you think I said and what you trying to assume that I said. Inoue is not even one of your favorite fighters, man. But you over here defending it because you're mad because you want to try to make this about a race thing. And I'm doing you one better. I'm asking you to rethink what you're saying. I'm trying to get motivated to engage you in this, but you're not saying anything. Now you're whining. You're bitching and complaining, man. You got that bottle of Similac up to the ceiling. You tilting that shit back like a new ball of Henny hand. Like, damn, take the shit out your mouth, bro. Calm down. Stop pouting. You sounding like you whining now, Coco. God damn, you type of dude that grew up with hot chocolate I ain't gonna drink it unless you got marshmallows on that mug. Give me the marshmallow. No, that's too small. I want the big marshmallows. Is it melted the way I like? I want it melted. I want it somewhat like a s'mores. Yeah. I mean, come on, bro. You like whining too much tonight. You like whining, bro. Just stay on topic. You getting too emotionally wrapped up, immersing yourself in this. And it's a Sunday morning, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do not want you, one that's walking in church late, running down the aisle, talking about, please place your hand. Give me some prayer. Bishop, pray for me. Pray for me. WCS was in there talking about a fighter that I don't really fuck with that fighter, but I just hate Crawford. they want to go. Look, Coco is nowhere even to be found over in my chat when I'm talking about Crawford. Now all of a sudden he want to use Crawford as a one side of his argument to prove his point. Man, come on, man. Be better. Be better, man. He said whether he's a stacked resume or not, he put so once again, I mean, Charles, you're in the same class. There has no substance to it. I cannot respond to that because it makes no sense. You're talking about a fighter that he fought. So Emmanuel Rodriguez don't matter. Nonito Donaire, the Filipino fighter, don't matter. Right? The UK fighter, the Brit, Jason Maloney, don't matter. All those fighters don't matter. All those fighters don't matter, just the black fighter, huh? Y'all proving my point. Y'all proving my point. You want to keep on talking about Fulton or Crawford like there's no other fighters to compare with. You want to keep talking about Fulton or Crawford like there's no other fighters you can just bring into the equation as evidence to validate your argument. People was kind of suspicious when Inoue was complaining about the drug testing, and then suddenly, after he popped up with the hand injury, they was thinking he had something going on low key, and that's absolutely something that's on record, Blunts. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even bringing up all the accusations. All I'm trying to tell people is open-endedly that I believe Inoue, until he comes over here and fights somebody that we consider legitimate and certified. You know what I'm saying? It's just all those fights he's having up to this point. It's unimpressive to me. It's not impressive at all. But people act like just because it's a Japanese fighter, they give him automatic respect. Come on, man. It's a reason why he's standing over there across the water. They just don't want to admit it. It's a reason. It's a reason, bro. It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason he's standing over there. But you make a good point, Blunts. Yeah, innocent till proven guilty. I didn't prove this man guilty. I just say, hey, I wonder, how's the drug testing over there? That's all. I'm not saying I'm not accusing this man of juicing or doing anything. I just want to know what the drug testing's like. You know what I'm saying? What's the drug testing like, bro? Loma said he'd go down and wait and fight Inoue after he lost to Haney. I'd like to see that, but Loma might be lethargic. I like that fight. Foot movement, mobility, ring IQ, experience. I like that fight. Definitely, I like that fight. Toby Bartlett, what's good with it? In the building. I think I've entertained, those enough that keep on talking about the same thing. Like I said, I'll give you a little bit. I'll give you just a sprinkle. I'll give you a good enough window that the breeze can come through. You can feel the breeze, but I'm not going to open it up all the way and just focus on you, bro. Now here comes 13 talking about Inoue fought in the U.S. 3 times. No shit. I already said that, bro. I already said that. You come over here putting all this information in here, bro. You know what I'm saying? At least you're asking about what are Usyk and Taylor's U.S. pay-per-view numbers. But I guess you missed when I was talking about the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Who Usyk beat in the undisputed, cruiserweight. He's in the same position. Usyk's in the same position moving up the heavyweight than, that Inoue is. So what is your argument? Because he was undisputed before he moved up the heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? This guy, Usyk, fought Chase Witherspoon and Derek Chisora. That's not what got him on the pound for pound list. Once again, he's a foreign fighter. His boy Lomachenko was on the pound for pound list. They couldn't wait to put him on the pound for pound. You ask anybody who Usyk fought at cruiserweight, a casual boxing fan, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. Period. But I'll say Josh Taylor, undisputed run at junior welterweight is better than freaking Inoue's bantamweight run. Point blank period. Point blank period. And you came over here talking all that and you didn't even say anything. And you're letting my chat know you're done. They didn't even know you was in here. You're doing a lot of typing and you're not saying anything. And then I love it when people type in caps. You're typing in caps, bro. That just goes to show you where you at right now. Like you're not really judging the company that you're in. You know what I'm saying? The company that you're in, they can pretty much read your comment regardless. You're typing in all caps like that matters. It doesn't matter. You typing in all caps like that matters, bro. It's still seen regardless. It don't matter if he's registered and bothered. Do y'all know just because you hold a WBC title, you can be registered and bothered and still don't go and test it? Man, y'all need to educate yourselves at the end of the day. I swear. Man, I don't need to hear when he debuted and all this other shit, man. I already went through that. Y'all coming over here with old information, bro. Old information. You know what I'm saying? Old information. Y'all need to open your minds up better than that and just stop comparing Inoue to black fighters because it makes me laugh, dog. It's letting me know that y'all pretty close-minded when it comes to having a conversation that you really, you're not doing enough homework to debunk what I'm saying. All you want to do is go at other black fighters because I'm a black content creator. You know what I'm saying? You're showing weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? You're showing your weakness. You need to, expand that. Expand your horizon, expand your database when you're trying to retrieve this information, and stop just going, okay, I'm speaking about a Japanese fighter, but yet you want to speak about a black fighter. But yet you haven't been to Japan in your life. Inoue is not one of your favorite fighters. You just feel it's cool to go up here and do the same thing they did with Fury when it came to Deontay Wilder. I mean, I've been there, done that. I've been down that roadway. Y'all need to do better, bro. Seriously, putting all this information on when he came into America, who cares? I'm talking about his big fights. I'm not talking about when he fought in America. I'm talking about his big fights in America. I already put it out there on what championship fights that he had in Japan and the fight he had over here in the US. Most of his championship fights was in Japan, man, across the water. Is there a problem? It's on BoxRec. Go check it out. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? You all are getting emotional instead of just relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you're over here. You're over here. All that caps and speaking with emotion is not going to do anything. And look, please calm down. I don't want you to open up your Sunday morning and feel some type of way because you can't get through. You can't go over here and control the narrative. No, we're talking about Inoue. Why hasn't he fought in the US for some of those big title shots? Okay, I get it. They're going to say it's not enough Americans over there in the lower weight classes. In order for them to fight over here in the US, it has to be Americans. We have the UFC and Bellator have so many foreign fighters that's fighting over here in mixed martial arts all the time. We have boxing have foreign fighters fighting over here all the time. But they say, hey, man, it's not that many American fighters fighting over here in the lower weight classes now. They got to be an American citizen to fight over here. Oh, my God, man. See, y'all proving my point, man, that y'all are more so driven, you know what I'm saying, to be mad at yourselves rather than just paying attention to the topic. Pay attention to the topic. Let me put this thumbnail back up there. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the thumbnail. Is he overrated? From the people he fought, is he overrated? That's a legitimate question. Just asking. Just asking. Is Inoue overrated? 25-0, man. You know what I'm saying? He's about to go ahead and fight a fighter who just beat MJ on a split decisions, no rematch, no nothing. He's about to go ahead and fight Marlon. You know what I'm saying? Good old Marlon. He's about to go fight good old Marlon, man. Marlon Tapales, 37-3-0, 19 knockouts. Alias the Nightmare, age 31, Southpaw. 65-inch reach, height 5'4". Marlon to Paulez, right? No one's giving him a chance to beat freaking Inoue. But hey, Inoue is going to be 2 division undisputed. You know what I'm saying? He's about to be 2 division undisputed in a heartbeat. Easy. This guy may not make it into the damn third or fourth round. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all pushing y'all luck when y'all plan to. It's cool. Look, it's cool when y'all do it, huh? It's a problem when I talk about it. Y'all trying to run the race card over here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all trying to run the race card over here. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I've been down in the trenches too long. This conversation is not gonna work, man. Y'all just showing how much of prejudice y'all have built up in your system. Y'all been waiting for this moment. It's cool when I'm talking about Crawford. I don't see y'all over here. Well, if I talk about Inoue, oh my God, he's not talking about a black fighter anymore. Let me go over here and find something to talk about. Y'all are showing your weaknesses, man. Inoue, he might be overrated, bro. Inoue might be a bit overrated. Until I see him step up against some competition who's fought some of the other competition that people can look at that's close, that's high on the ranking system or whatever. I don't know, just a more competitive rankings in that division. I mean, just give us a little bit more to work with. That's all. Just give us a little bit more to work with. Give us some killers, the ones that's been in there with some killers. Not trying to find out if they've been a part of some dealers, some of those dealers. You know what I'm saying? And people need to stop talking about, you signed up with Vada. Do your research, man. Do your research. Stop looking on there for the check mark. You can find a check mark with most of the fighters who have the WBC title, man. Come on, man. I'm looking for you all to challenge me in these dialogues. Stop being angry and upset, and speaking from certain ovaries that you didn't know you had, man. Just chill, dog. Just chill. And that's not true. There's plenty of jobs that pay great money, more money than somebody that may not be qualified over here in the States. They can make some money over there. We're not talking about corporate America. We're talking about boxing. Stay on topic. We're not talking about corporate America. We're talking about boxing. We're not talking about the corporate America that you have a job that has benefits and everything like that. We're talking about boxing. That's what we're talking about, boxing, not corporate America. We're talking about boxing. We're not talking about anything else. We're talking about boxing overseas, not corporate America. If y'all saying that I can name anybody, you know what I'm saying? You said that I can name anyone that you want him to fight. I name anyone that I want him to fight. When did I do that? I'm just serious. Y'all are not good listeners at all, because I said if he's moving up to 126, Ramirez is trying to unify that division. That'll be a good, tough fight for him at 126. I didn't say I want him to fight anybody right now. Who did I want him to fight right now? Who? I could care less who he fights right now. His next fight is for the undisputed at super bantamweight. You're not listening. He's fighting Marlon Tapales, man. Did I say I want him to fight Tapales? No. He's getting the fight. I said that earlier in the live, and I'm saying it again, bro. You wasn't listening. You need to put on your thinking cap, man. You talking with emotions, man. For real. Y'all talking with emotions. Do better. But big shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. I know we have some strays over here, and big shout out to those who are in the chat with wrenches, who really haven't timed these people out, anything like that, and just for educational purposes. Look, everybody's not going to always agree with me, but you can best believe if I choose to read and basically interpret that you're trying to um, place a stigma or trying to drive the narrative in a situation that's had nothing to do with this, like, showing me that you can be one dimensional, so to speak. You're not really trying to sit up here and say, okay, let me really brainstorm this shit. Let me process the information just a little bit different instead of just typing and hitting enter all the time. You wouldn't be coming up with all these narratives and getting mad. A lot of you, I can tell it in your comments that you're getting mad. I'm not talking about a black fighter. Inoue has been over here, me talking about Crawford, I don't know how long, but now I'm talking about Inoue. He want to act like, oh, well, I'm mad at you for talking about this. You never defended Crawford like that. I didn't ask you to defend him like that. I never heard you defend Teofimo Lopez. You know what I'm saying? I have a various amount of fighters that I fuck with heavy. I ain't hear you defend Jahad Tucker, Shakur Stevenson, Zerdo, Gilberto Ramirez got the win tonight. I ain't hear you defending him. Deontay Wilder. I mean, why y'all ain't defending him? Y'all just want to talk about Crawford all the time, bro. I'm not talking about Crawford. And y'all want to act like, oh, it's time for us to go against the grain. We mad. I mean, come on now. Come on, man. Is your boy Inoue overrated or what, man? 25-0, overrated or what? That's all I'm saying. I have all these damn pundits over here defending Inoue, and they never went to one of his fights. They never seen this man fight anywhere except on the television screen. But they're over here vigorously defending this guy. Why? Because I'm questioning how he easily gets these fights with no resistance, little to no resistance. You know what I'm saying? They say Al Heyman couldn't make the fight. Well, he about to go in there and fight freaking Marlon next. He about to pick up 2-time undisputed. And people are going to say, oh, he should be in front of Crawford then. Not even close. Not even close. He shouldn't be in front of Crawford. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? Not even close, y'all. That's all. But I know when they look on that damn that pound for pound list, they're going to hope there's some shifts in there. You know what I'm saying? This is about the Japanese fighter. You all are stuck on trying to convince me that you can only bring up black fighters to prove your argument, and that's not cool. You know, that's not cool for you to do that, because now you're just showing vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? I want you to show a level of intelligence that we can talk about this. Like, a lot of you all are mad that Crawford's number 1 on the ring and Inoue is number 2. And you hoping once he fights this guy, Marlon, that's enough. Anybody in their right mind knows that's not enough, regardless if he has more divisions than Crawford anyway. That's not enough. That's not enough. Anybody, I trust these guys at the ring, Mag. They know better than that. They know that this little undisputed shit that's going on is not bigger than him beating Spence the way he did. They know that shit. They know it. Seriously, they know it, man. They know it. It doesn't warrant him. Because look, it wasn't nobody he was beating that was in the top 5. But Crawford did beat somebody that was in the top 5. Period. If you look on the Ring Mag right now, you're talking about super bantamweight. Who else that he can get? You know what I'm saying? Besides Marlon Tapales, who's nowhere close being on this pound for pound list. And right now, I can say the lowest weight class that's on this pound for pound list is not Juan Francisco Estrada anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's 135 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It's Gervonta Davis, Vasil Lomachenko. That's the lowest on the pound for pound list. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Naoya and Inoue. So therefore, Inoue really don't have any compeers on the pound for pound list that possibly he can fight to catapult him above Crawford. That's why they mad in the chat, dog. That's why you mad in the chat. Let me do you one better. Okay? Let me do you one better. You know what I'm about to do, right? You know I got time. I told you I had time. I just dropped the link there for you. You know what I'm saying? Inoue. You know what I'm saying? The other dude. If y'all have something to say, there go the link right there for you all. Put those fingers to rest. Get off the home keys. Come have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Let your voice be heard, unless you don't want your voice to be heard now. You know what I'm saying? Because I love speaking about other fighters. You know what I'm saying? I just choose to do it whenever I feel like, when I want to put it on the schedule. But come on, man. Tell me how great your Lord, your King, your Savior is. Inoue. Come on. Tell me more about Japan than I already know. Tell me about the Japanese fighter and how he's never been your favorite, that you just choosing to debate and argue with me for fun. Please enlighten me. I'm not mad at all. I'm debating with you. You're not debating, You're making accusations. You're talking like you angry. You're telling me what I'm not doing. You're trying to send me into a direction which is just strictly argumentative. You know what I'm saying? If that argument has some basis to it, which I say, okay, that's merited. That's merit right there. That holds merit. That's valid. And then I would say, okay, cool. But you up here trying to argue and trying to bring up other black fighters. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to bring up the snack program, which has absolutely nothing to do with this conversation. Nothing to do with this conversation, because Crawford's never been accused of juicing. I just said I wonder if how the drug testing is over there. I didn't accuse that man of being on drugs, coming off a fight. I didn't say he was cheating doing Fulton. I never said that. I never said the only way he was going to beat Fulton is that he cheated. I never seen Fulton look like that. So guess what? He was a clone. That wasn't the real one. Freaking Inoue had to be juiced to the gills. He definitely was juiced to the gills. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say that shit. I didn't say that. Y'all up here just assuming and jumping rope. And I'm like, damn, you putting a lot of energy into something that don't need it. As long as you know you ain't talking to a little kid that You know what I'm saying? You over here saying you defend Crawford, but yet I'm talking about Inoue, and you up like you acting like that's your favorite fighter. All I'm telling y'all is, why put so much energy in a fighter that you really don't fuck with? You don't fuck with Inoue like that. You just find it an opportune time just to be debative, just to start an argument, just to sit up here and talk shit on a topic outside of something that's unusual. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't have no purpose for sitting up here defending Inoue the way you are. You just want to find, oh, well, I'm debating with you. What you debating me about? I want to then put all the damn arguments in the lap of Crawford. We're not talking about Crawford. We're not talking about Crawford when we talk about Inoue's resume. I gave comparisons to how people wants to be meticulous about scrubbing Crawford's resume down to the last freaking round, but they don't do it for Inoue. They don't care who he fought. They don't even know who he fought. A lot of people, including you, didn't know how many fights he had in Japan and how many fights he had in the US. You had no clue. That's not your favorite fighter. You just playing around like it is. I don't know what you're talking about. That has nothing to do with anything. You know how many divisions it is in boxing? Do you know how many boxers are currently competing in those divisions? A lot, right? A very solid quantity of professional fighters who've gotten their license, who's able to compete. Now, every level is not the same, but you're up here talking about some refer Inoue, some refer Crawford. First of all, why are you continuing to bring Crawford in here? Are you on this type of addiction or something? What Crawford and Inoue, two different divisions, two different fighters, have to do with one another in this comparison? We're talking about him fighting in Japan. When is he gonna come over here to the US? If it's gonna be when he move up to featherweight, I'm curious to see that because his next fight is be for undisputed, and they're talking about he's gonna definitely move up to featherweight and attempt to become the first 3 division undisputed. So when is this other stuff bound to happen? He's gonna have to go see 126, and we're gonna see how good he is against some fighters that's proven against tougher competition, in my opinion. Yeah, you're a 4-weight world champion. You've been a part of divisions. You don't hear people talking about Manny Pacquiao's divisions that he was in early in his career. You don't hear them talking about that shit. But people that all they go off of is Inoue. Oh, he's fought here. He's fought this guy. Man, come on. Nobody's talking about it. They just, oh, he won another fight. Cool. I like Inoue. I like it. Yeah. I like him. How many Japanese fighters are on the pound for pound list again? Can somebody tell me? How many Japanese fighters are on the pound for pound list again? I'm just curious. That's another reason why I feel that you all are going the extra mile to voice your love and care and concern, because not that many Japanese fighters on the pound for pound list. So when you have an anomaly, people tend to band together and say, oh, let's give him the support. He don't need anything from us except love, undivided attention. I get it. Hope you learn something. You know, it's going to take more than that to get me to just pick up my tone just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? To pick up my tone. I mean, I need some more. I need something that's just more ingredients to the recipe. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But man, y'all hold it down. And as you sleep on your pillows tonight, think about is Naoya overrated or not? And just really ponder the thought. Say, WCS, did he really have a valid question that was taken out of context partially by the naysayers and freaking mongerers that's out? You know what I'm saying? The strays that pulled up. I enjoy you all participating and being in the company of the hottest chat in the MF and game, A-Side official. Remember that now. Remember that. You did not get blocked. You did not get blocked, man. For real. What's good, man? You just caught me when I was on my way out the door. What's good? What's popping?
What's up, man? What's going on? I appreciate the cook on the whole Inoue situation. Ain't nobody really talking about it.
I mean, they don't want to talk about it. You know, that's the main thing I try to tell them. I talk about Crawford, people get used to you talking about Crawford. You talk about another fighter, then you get people trying to act like, oh, this is a perfect time for me to put up resistance. I mean, come on, man. Like that's
I
enough
like to
said,
switch
man.
up though. Some of us like to switch up for sure. So don't even worry about it. Some of us like to switch up for sure. You know what I mean? Talk about who you need to talk about. You see what I'm saying? At the moment about what's going on.
Oh, it's gonna pick back up tomorrow because Bomax. We want to see what's going on with Bomac. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, Steven Nelson is already over in the UK, so you know he's going to court tomorrow. So that's why I said I took some time off from that topic. But only thing I'm saying MMA is the fact that I really never defend a fighter vigorously like that unless I really fuck with them. These cats are just defend the fighter just because they want to go against the grain with me and sit back and type a lot. I don't find that energy is something I want to exert and just waste like that. Like you're defending Inoue, but you really don't fuck with Inoue. You don't fuck with him.
But who really fuck with Inoue heavy though? Don't
I mean,
like,
it's plenty of
well,
people that fuck
it's
with him heavy. It's plenty of people. He can
um,
do no wrong.
yeah.
He can do no wrong, bro.
They extra like they do extra though. They extra out with it. It's I don't see a lot like but I see specific people who do extra for Inoue. Like they go the extra mile.
Yeah, they'll go the extra mile without putting him through the prerequisite check like they do US fighters. The US fighters got to go through a 50-point check, bro. You know, just to get approval for simple shit that they have accomplished in their career, just to get validation. In a way, automatically get approval. We don't need to take you through the process. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna cut some corners, man. It's certain pages you don't have to fill out. We already did it for you. That's my thing. They just let him get passes, man.
Yeah. I feel that, because you are me and you both, we already know what's going on. You know what I mean? He slipped right through the system because the system not made to block him off. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it is what it is. We ain't even got to get too deep into that. But when it come to him, that's why it's good to have people like you coming out and saying stuff about it because I mean, somebody need to talk about like how was he already on his way to 2-time undisputed? Like, what's been going on with this dude? How, like,
Mhm.
what's going on? What's going on with this dude? Like, he's shooting through.
Yeah. I
He
mean, he
just
got his
shooting
other
through.
fight. His other fight is lined up already. No ifs, fans of bust about it. He'll be the second fighter to become two division. And I'm not mad at any of that. I'm just saying my question is, you know what I'm saying, why don't y'all hold him accountable like you do US fighters when it comes to how validated is he to earn this? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? How validated is he? Like, do you respect how his bantamweight undisputed run went? No, it was weak. It was weak. Now he's stepping up and fighting Fulton. Who did Fulton beat that y'all respect? Angelo Leo and Brandon Figueroa. Did y'all respect them as being these superstars? No.
Exactly. You can't see. That's why I don't like they play. It's all backhanded. It's all little backhanded games. They say Deontay Wilder's a nobody, but you building statues of you standing over this man falling. I mean, it's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of weird
Yep.
shit going on. Like, but you say this man is nobody though, but you have a statue built of you standing over this man falling. Because of what? Because you know how many tower defenses he had. You know he was out. Maybe he ain't get the fights that you wanted him to see, but sometimes it's just like that with fighting, bro. You got to understand. I mean, especially when it's roadblocks up for certain people. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you got to understand, bro. Shit happens, but you see the man putting in work. It's not like he not doing nothing. He putting in work.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But he's nobody. He's a bum. But you want to be put on the pound for pound list when you beat him, though. He's
You
nobody.
know,
He's a bum. But he said Fulton is a bum. But y'all want to. No,
now
it's
check this
crazy,
out. You
bro.
you good point. You know, when you talk about Wilder, and I mentioned this, back in the day when Wilder was the hottest topic, and he was still, what I'm saying, going through his dilemma with Tyson Fury in the rematch, right? I said this. I said you had all these black content creators dogging Wilder out because of the way he looked when he fight, not what he possessed, but way he looked. So they said he wasn't shit, you know what I'm saying? And he was classless. They was just denigrating that man in the media every chance they get. Then when Tyson Fury, like you said, when Tyson Fury beat this man, y'all made it seem like Deontay Wilder was a god
Oh God, it's like
that
this man that
never
slayed
that
a
never got
giant, that slayed
recognition
a
for being a
dragon or some shit, man. It's
yeah.
crazy.
You never gave him recognition for being a god until Tyson Fury beat him, and you
Yep,
made you made it seem
yep,
like Tyson snatched all his
mhm,
idolatry from, just snatched everything
yep.
from him, and now he had the stone. Now he had the juice.
It's because that's how they really felt about, bro. It just took somebody to beat him for them to be like, okay, man, he's so dangerous. And because at the end of the day, now that them saying this, with them having this to say, it boosts up the fighter that they always wanted to win.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. It boosts up the fire. They always want to win. So now I keep my stance. I got the same stance on Errol, bro. For me, Errol, he cool. He got some good inside work, but other than that, bro, he not really nothing special. And I'm go say the same thing. I'm not switching over saying, yeah, Errol the man, he the high snatcher, the body snatcher, the soul collector. I'm not finna say he all, bro. I didn't feel like that man was none of that anyway. When the man was running and dodging.
Mm-hmm.
So what can I say? I mean, I'm not changing up my tune, but when it come to, you see what I'm saying? When it come to certain fan bases, they change up their whole tune. See, like when it come to the Usyk Dubois shit, nobody cares about Dubois, so they're like, okay, let's just let it go. But we all
Yeah.
know in
Don't
reality,
put too much emphasis into whether he landed the shot on the belt line. It was close enough to be
no,
considered a low blow. You know what I'm saying? Different rules over there.
yeah, because they can do stuff like say, see, this is how they play games. You you can tell they telling the truth to you already in they lie. Just let them talk. They say, okay, Usyk quit. I mean, not Usyk quit, but Dubois quit. Look at him. He just quit. But nobody talks about how Usyk literally damn near quit. He literally,
Yeah.
bro, when you not playing by the rules, it's like you damn near quit, bro. You jump down and fell, and you ain't even you held your stomach, bro. Like you clenched to your stomach. That's not a reaction a man have when he get hit low, bro. We all know that.
True.
But for some reason with him, and we seen this man literally quit. We seen him quit. We seen him look for the ref to save him when he jumped back up over and over. We see him keep looking at the ref. And it's like, bro, what is Dubois supposed to do? So when he get down, they like, oh yeah, look at him, he quit. We thought Usyk
Mm-hmm.
quit. We really almost thought Usyk quit because we know that body shot was legal, but nah, Dubois quit. So if they jump on that bandwagon, they can just kind of like wash away. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what they
Yeah.
trying to do. And it's sick,
You
bro.
see,
It's sick. This
but see, with the black fight fans too, is that they never really connected with Daniel Dubois. Dubois,
Yep.
it's really no way for them to connect with them like Joshua. You know, the dude rarely say anything. He's not really seen in the media like that. They really don't have familiarity with this man on the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, they just look at him like, okay, I'm not going to defend him against Usyk because I like Usyk better
Yep.
than him. You know, I don't care about
But
no
they
freaking
post
Daniel Dubois.
yep. And it be the ones that be extra pro. Like, bro, you supposed to be extra pro black all of this, bro. You not finna talk about this
Right.
man getting robbed because you feel like he don't got a name that you can exploit. So it's not about pro, yo people. It's about pro who you can exploit for money, what names you can put in the titles and do this. And, I mean, bro, we already know that. We already know exactly what it is.
Man.
Wilder, they just in too deep. So they don't want to abandon him. You know what I'm saying? That's how they felt. Because it's not genuine with these guys.
Hell no, it ain't gonna never be that way because you know
Uh,
the YTC is full of extremists
yeah.
that's cool with being biased all the time on simple subjects. It's just simple shit that they just choose to be biased about. And they pick and choose on trying to, you notice when I was talking about Inoue, all they wanted to talk about freaking Javante Davis and Bud Crawford. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot
Yeah.
more out there. It's a lot more areas that you can visit without talking about Bud Crawford and Javante. I mean, please, man, they in two
Yeah,
different
they not the
divisions, man.
only yeah. Yeah. They're not the only two topics. Then they trying to sick tank on Inoue like a dog. I mean
Yeah, that's crazy, man, ain't
it's
it?
crazy.
Tank ain't about to drop down to no 126 in the fight Inoue.
Nah, what? Come on, man. We will
He ain't
see
gonna
that man
do it.
whole reputation die on that day,
Yep.
especially if he lose. If he man, Tank drop down, fuck around and lose. Oh
It'll
man,
be crucial, man.
it'll be crucial. Like it'll be
It'll be
bad.
crucial.
That's go. And it's
It's
gonna
just
be something like karma, cause you been ducking and dodging. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You ain't been fighting who
Yes.
you need to fight.
I mean, I really don't have vested interest in a Nui like that. I just know, you know, without me just going into detail, I used to visit the fight scene over there a lot when I was over in Japan, and I know for a fact they cut corners over there. They know for a fact. I could have very well brought up the fact when Pride, when they used to have Pride and Glory over there, the way these fighters used to look, they was juicing
Mm-hmm.
themselves. Look at Alistair Overeem.
Yeah, come on. I know all about
Alistair
that.
Overeem was bulked the fuck up, chiseled, Adonis, huge as fuck. And this
Talking
nigga
about he
looked like
eating
he near you
horse
today.
meat. They ain't got no
Yeah,
horse meat.
eating that horse meat. He said he was
They ain't
eating
got
horse.
shit to do with no damn horse
Man,
meat.
that nigga was juicing, man. All them fighters was juicing over there. But see, they don't know that because they wasn't over there, bro. They don't know the inside shit.
Yup. All them. That's Juice City. See, when you talk
Yeah,
about this is where we can, like, I'm telling y'all, if any of y'all, like, you discredit, because I came in here the other day, and you see what I'm saying? My whole opinion, everything was discredited because I come from MMA, which is a very
yeah,
low IQ, very, you see what I'm saying, idiotic way to think. But if you want to use that same, you see what I'm saying, that same logic, right? You should credit my opinion when it comes from MMA because we know about what's going on in Japan. And I promise you, bro, I promise anybody who listening, Japan is Juice City. Japan is where they used to let a lot of that go down, just like what he said in Pride FC and all of these type of promotional companies. We don't even know about one, and one is going down right now. We don't even know how one's drug testing goes. Like that's how
mhm.
deep it is. When it comes to Japan, they go let some it's they go let everything through. I mean, it wasn't even no drug testing in Japan for that the whole duration of Pride. Really, it wasn't no drug. Everybody on in Pride was on steroids, was on something.
They and see the mentality they had over there. They wanted them to perform, and they what I'm saying, the best of their ability. They want to maximize the entertainment value. So if it included them juicing and goddamn coming in there performing the way they
Exactly.
did, they didn't
Hmm.
care. They
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 don't
wanted it.
care.
They said, okay, cool, let's do it.
Yep, that helped them at the end of
Look
the
at
day. It
listen.
get them
You
more
remember Glory
knockouts.
too, right? You remember
Yep,
Glory too,
Glory.
right?
Yep.
Man, come on, them dudes was big as
Glory
shit, man.
kickboxing. Dudes from Glory been, come on, dudes from Glory been juiced up for real, for real.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
seeing some dudes like, I mean, one of the most suspect dudes, but he ain't been popped for nothing. But bro,
Yep.
people like Alex Pereira, and that's my guy. You see what
Yep.
I'm saying? Even though he beat my dude, he beat my dude a couple times. That's my guy. People like him, like they got the death touch over there in Glory. I'm telling you, they knocking out. They going up divisions like light heavyweight, knocking out like bro people that they. I mean, it's looking crazy over there. Glory,
Mhm.
anything in Japan is looking crazy, bro. I'm telling you, Japan.
I
One
knew
championship,
fighters.
China.
I used to communicate with fighters over there. Someone was in the same school. You know what I'm saying? They go up there, um, certain training that went on in Japan. They don't know the inside. I'm not here to talk about all the juicing fighters that I knew that was juicing over there and everything. But all I was trying to say, I was trying to keep it on top of it in a way that, just like you just mentioned, Japan is more so we want to maximize your performance value for freaking entertainment, for viewership, to get people to tune in. So if I have you all at
Yep.
your maximum, you go in there and you feeling your strongest, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna give us some hellified fights. You know what I'm saying? Look at
You gonna be
Rampage.
such an exciting fighter because things that
Yeah,
normally wouldn't work. I mean, you like a superhero now, so
yeah,
it's all go play out well for you.
yeah. One shot ain't gonna drop you. He's gonna take several shots. It's rough. It's brutal.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that shit was entertaining to watch, man. That shit was, oh my God, bro. Them
Yeah.
cats was
What?
getting soccer ball kicked in the head,
Yeah.
man.
Soccer ball kick, power bombed, and everything. Like man, there was a lot going on.
There's a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
And they act like fighters
Head
like
stomp.
Inoue. You ask, is he clean
Right.
and shit like that? People like, oh, don't do that. See, y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't know shit really pop off like that.
And I don't know what type of quote unquote misinformation, right, that you were spreading about the Inoue. But from what
Oh,
I
I don't.
seen, the man is exactly. But from what I seen, bro, it's a simple question. How is how deep is the drug testing over there? Will he come to America and get a real good fight in America? Why he couldn't just have fought Fulton in the US? Nobody is saying that it would have made a difference. All we saying
Correct.
is that that's what we want to see.
Why
We
couldn't
can't
why
tell you
couldn't
how
your people
everything gonna
pay?
play out. We just want it to be on the even playing field.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I'm like,
all, bro. That's all, bro.
most of your championship fights are freaking in Japan. I mean, why? You're gonna try to always entice American fighters because boxers struggling over here. Say, oh, yeah, you come over here to Japan. It won't be no drug tested, and we'll pay you, more than you ever made before.
Yeah.
But it's fucked up, man. It's all good. It's always gonna be fucked up.
You
It's
guys
all
got a
good.
fly trap working over there. They just they
For real.
they drag you on in. They get you. They got all the pills, all the whatever it is. And I'm gonna go out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and say it, man. I think the man is moving crazy. So I don't know if you want to say that he on steroids or not. It is what it is. Me personally, bro, that man, I don't know. That man is moving a little too crazy to me. Now, if you see, because that could just be him. That could just be how he built, how he really made. But we can only say that for sure if he came to America and took the fights, the big fights that people want. Like if he would have took the Fulton one in America, couldn't nobody say nothing. Couldn't nobody say
Correct.
nothing to him. But if you doing little weird fly trap shit, you want to sit over here and try to entice somebody. Yeah, come to Japan. This is the biggest fight I got. Everybody's saying that this is the most competitive. Yeah, come to Japan. And we seen what the Donaire fight was looking like the first time around in the
Mm-hmm.
US. So I don't know, man. He could have silenced all doubt right there if he just fought Burn in the US.
That's it. That's all he could
It
have
is
did.
what it
Like,
is.
I mean, if they would have fought in Vegas or whatever, drug testing and all that shit, I would have liked to see how he looked. But goddamn Fulton was all over the canvas, man, like he was ice skating. I was like, man, come on, bro. All I'm saying is, I would just like to see you fight some solid competition,
Yeah,
championship fight
don't to none of them,
in
none
the
of that shit be
West.
looking suspect.
Yeah, man, that shit with Fulton looks suspect as shit, bro. That's
That
all.
shit looks suspect as fuck. Fulton looked like from the first punch he knew he was in trouble. Like it shouldn't
Yeah,
look
like
like that,
how?
bro. It shouldn't,
Yeah,
especially at such a high level.
at such a high
There's no
level,
way
and
you coming
also,
up weight divisions and you got this.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
bro.
talking about.
I
Coming up
don't know.
weight divisions now.
I don't know. You
Man, get
see
the fuck
I
out of
see
here
my
with that,
brain.
man. Please, man.
See how you just connected. How would you coming up weight divisions and you got this suspect power where you touching dudes and they ain't faulting it? We seen him literally fight what's his name? Figueroa, a dude with infinite stamina. Dude just kept coming and kept hit that man with so many punches. And it's like, bro, at the end of the fight, it barely even it just was what it was because he outboxed him. He hit him with a lot of
Correct.
punches, but he was getting hit a lot too. So he
Correct.
outboxed him, but so many punches, you would think it'll be some type of damage there for that man. It'll
Some
be
type
like,
of damage.
oh, like you said, and Figueroa big. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
He not
big.
little
He
for
big
that
for
weight.
that weight class. Yep.
He
But
big.
but
So
it's just the point. Like,
I
okay,
don't. For me to
I
see
knew he went in
Inoue,
there. Look, I knew he went in there and did what he did to Fulton and got the knockdowns. But then I look at him going the distance with with freaking Nonito Donaire, who's 40 years old. Like, I'm like, man, you're not a one punch KO artist. But with Fulton, god damn, they had that nigga all over the canvas. Like
Yeah,
Fulton
with Fulton.
legs was fucked up, his balance, his equilibrium, all that shit.
Exact. It's like he had some animosity towards Fulton too. It was special. You could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell for whatever reason. See, and okay, I'll give it to bruh. Because this is the world. We got translators. It's not like he don't know what Fulton said about bruh. People overhyping him because you see what I'm saying. He in Japan. He a Japanese dude doing what he doing. But I mean, the venom he had for Fulton. I mean, you could tell, bro. It's some shit. Something was off, bro. You not hitting that man like that. A top high level athlete that we all saying should be on the pound for pound list. You not hitting that man and skating him all over the ring, jumping up weight divisions. Like, come on, bro. That shit ain't making no sense. Bro. And they don't want to even look further into it. They don't even want to look into it.
Immediately he's throwing punches like that. Not I mean the next fight. But
yeah,
see,
immediately.
There goes straight to Crawford, right? even though he knocked out Julius Ndongo in 3 rounds, there go the Crawford fight and say, well, Crawford beat Ndongo, which wasn't shit. He vacated the titles and immediately moved up to fight Jeff Horn. He stopped Jeff Horn in 9 or 10 rounds. So what's the difference? That's what they're gonna say, bro.
Man, the difference is Crawford is in America, okay? He's been taking American drug testing. The man has never popped, not one time. The man has showed this. I mean, this is a consistent thing across his career. And he got it. You see what I'm saying? An amateur background that you can look into. Okay, this man is really skilled. He know what he doing. He know how he putting in work. When Crawford is knocking people out, it's not so much as brute strength. It's not like what Inoue doing, bro. Inoue is touching somebody and it's like he pushing them over the edge or some shit.
Yeah,
Crawford is touching the off switch. You see what I'm saying? He punching the off switch. He know where he hitting. If you watch what Crawford is doing, he not just hitting you anywhere. It's a lot of ways that you can debunk like that whole narrative, bro. That Crawford came up and went up, stopped Jeff Horn. Like, bro, it's a lot of ways you can debunk that. It's not the same thing.
I'm just wondering, when they say the monster, I'm just wondering what type of, what's driving the monster? What he got in his veins? Is he a real legitimate, bred monster, or is he a freaking built monster, a manufactured monster?
Yeah, is he a monster from the lab?
Yeah, is he a monster from the lab,
was
man?
he
One
blessed?
that you created.
Yeah, is he a wilder type of monster with IQ?
Yeah.
Which one? That's why if he that type of monster to where dudes are nowhere near his size can just take his power, bro, and he got that type of IQ, man, you literally like that's the definition of pound for pound. That's the definition of pound for pound. You going up, these dudes can't fuck with you. We all know you clean. You see what I'm saying? You destroying them, knocking them out, but it's just one of those things that we don't know. We don't know that you clean. We can't all say that at all. Because where are you fighting? You fighting in Japan. And if those who know, if you know, you know. If you know what's going on with Japan. So that already bring a lot of questions.
You knew his fourth professional fight was a UD. So all that damn power out the gate, I'm not believing it. And then his 10th professional fight was a UD. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had to get his body acclimated to whatever. And then, when he fought Nonito Donaire in 2019, that was a UD. So he's not a one-quitter hitter like people trying to put him out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he had
knocking out people all
like
the time. Yeah, he had him looking like he had Gervonta Davis power or something.
Yeah, like he was Tank, like he was Wilder or some shit. Like he just hit, bro, and Fulton just start dancing immediately. I'm like, nah, something ain't looking right with that. Bro. something not right at all.
I said Fulton. They had the orders. I said it, man.
He said had the order. Hey, you be killing me.
He had the orders, man. That nigga had the orders. He know he had the orders. Both of them niggas knew that shit, man.
The orders.
I don't care who got mad, man. They both had the orders. Ain't no way we seen Fulton stumbling around the ring like that. Fuck that, man. No, hell no. Well, I'm gonna be back on a little bit later tonight, man. I gotta bounce right now, bro.
He wasn't in the contract. That's all I can say. That man, he ain't know that they was coming like that. He ain't know.
But I'm gonna pull back up later on today, man. I gotta bounce. I gotta take care of some shit, bro. Appreciate you pulling up there, MMA.
I feel it.
Next time, man. Salute to you.
Out there, man.
Yeah, you do the same, bro. Appreciate you.
For sure.
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. Appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I'll be back on later on this morning. Till then, peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.